Good evening, folks. We are back, and we're back with another Halloween one-shot, and I have a very wriggly cat on me.
There he is.
There he is. So, this is the group with AJ and Sam and Dragon and Coakley. So,
Hey.
starting at the beginning with Mr. AJ. Who are you? Where'd you come from? And what are you playing tonight?
Hey, everybody. I'm AJ. People might know me as the host of Pretending with Dice, another tabletop RPG podcast, but also from lots of things here on Penance. I was on Curse of Penance and Plummet, and currently on the bi-weekly Valaston Circle streams. So, yeah, that's where I'm from. Today, I'm going to be playing Old Sheldon, who is an old man. No special powers other than a bit of a kleptomaniac. So we'll see how that goes.
And what are your fears, AJ?
Oh, my fears: the cold touch of death and young people. So it's an autobiographical character, is what I'm saying.
That's fair. All right. We'll just go around with Dragon.
Hello, I am Dragon. I am in a lot of the Penance RPG stuff. You can also hear me in some of the Pretending with Dice games that AJ runs. Things from the Flood and the current series, which is Star Trek Frontiers. Tonight I am playing a tabaxi called Satin. She was my cat growing up. She is small and fierce and quite stroppy. But her biggest fears are when people pity her or fire.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, just the idea of ending up on fire is kind of scary when you have her.
But people pitying you when you're on fire would also be not bad.
Oh gosh.
No!
Yeah.
That's like her worst nightmare ever.
Mm-hmm.
Not only am I burning to death, people are feeling sorry for me.
All right.
They're standing around feeling sorry for me instead of doing something about it. No, don't throw water on me. That's bad too.
Next we have Sam.
Alrighty. Hi, my name is Sam. I also stream at VioletDragon GM. Sorry, I almost forgot my own tag for a moment there. I've shown up here a few times for streaming stuff. This is my first game with y'all that I'm very excited about. I am playing Belle, who is a little bat person. She is training to become a vampire. Currently, she is a fruit bat. Let's see. Her fears, never becoming a vampire, as well as the traditional stuff. So, holy garlic, walking next to water, unholy symbols. Come to think of it, I don't think she quite knows what a vampire is. But she'll get there.
All right. And finally, making his long return to doing anything involving me, is Mr. Coakley.
Hello, I'm Ian. I'm a freelance writer and editor and friend of the show. And tonight I will be playing Gron, the Goliath fighter. Gron was raised by humans, so as far as he's aware, he's just the biggest human in the village. His fears are deep water, because he's too heavy to swim, and any large flying creature.
All right. So, that is the players. Let us begin. So, and I will be occasionally lifting the cat up because he's just wanting to just be in the way tonight. So, for dramatic effect, you'll get extra cat randomly. Like cat hugs.
Sweet.
There we go.
I think we're all just going to have to live with that being a thing.
Even more of a bat.
He is a bat. He's a small bat.
Fantastic.
Anyway, so as per any game we have ever played that's been a Halloween special from Penance RPG, you have responded to the request for work on the wall of a tavern. As you arrive, you find that spaciously around the tavern is quiet, and there's not much noise going on at all. And there's two very armed guards standing outside. And as you all sort of draw close, you hear, "You here for the work?"
Hi. Yes, I'm here for the work. Are there, people inside?
He turns round, bangs on the door 3 times, and another very armed guard opens the door and just gestures you inside. And as you walk in, you notice that there is a table with seats for you all plus 1, and the rest of the tavern is completely empty. There's a barman in the corner who seems to be counting a pile of coins, and as you walk in he goes, "Help yourself at the bar. I've been paid for it all."
Ooh.
Do you have any pudding?
Well, my wife usually makes the cake, so, I don't know. Elle, have you made any cake? And you hear this very raspy woman coming back with a load of gibberish, and he goes, "No, she ain't made no cake, so no pudding, I'm afraid."
Have you got any jelly?
Oh, that's a question. Hang on a minute. He rummages round behind the bar and pulls out a very foul-smelling plate of jelly deals and goes, "There you go."
That will have to do.
Alright, well, I'm glad to get rid of it.
Shuffle off.
Yep. Takes it down, sits it in front of you. The rest of you all look at it with slight disgust.
Slight.
Slight.
The tabaxi is like full on backing away from the plate.
I'm
Yeah,
oblivious to everybody's reactions.
this looks like neither blood nor fruit, and I'm not sure if it's edible.
I just go into town, sloppy style
A
on
very
this plate.
homely texture. Yeah, you just hear the slurping of...
Sound effects.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm going to try and drown out the sound of that old man eating with a pint of your thickest beer.
Alright, so he just gets you a pint, just passes it over, and goes back to counting his coins. About 5-10 minutes later, just when Sheldon has finished devouring his very, very fresh plate of jelly deals, the door opened once more, and a massive dwarf wanders in. He's got obvious finery on him, and he looks very sort of bristled and very kind of happy, sort of excited to be there, but he also looks like he's had his fair share of fights over the years. And he comes and he goes, "Ah, right, you're all the ones for me, right? Fantastic." He looks you all over and goes, "It's an interesting mob this time." "Aye, right, okay. So, I'm looking for some people to go and rough up some bastards. How you feeling about that?"
I'm sure we can manage.
are they bad people?
Aye. Liars, horrible liars. All of them.
What do
Good
they do?
practice then.
Have they been on my lawn?
I think if you gave them half the chance, he'd stand on your lawn. They'd break every little glass blade and everything.
Those little so-and-sos?
Aye, they young manlings, aye. Horrible bastards.
Not like back in my day.
Oh,
Just sort of
I know.
mumbling
Things are
to
so
myself.
different now. Back in my day, we deal with it ourselves. But, I'm letting you deal with it. Just, keep my hands clean and all that.
So, what is it that they lied about?
Right. Mary, I'm sure all of you know who I am. And he sort of does a sort of profile on, and he sort of tilts his head back a little bit and looks, and gets no reaction from anyone. And you see him...
No. The tabaxi
Nope.
is going to pretend that she knows exactly who he is and is suitably impressed.
Right.
Otherwise,
You know who
people
I
might
am,
not
right?
hear.
He bristles with anticipation. He's like, "Hey, tell everyone. I'd love to hear this bit."
He's the richest and scariest dwarf that you'll come across.
Well, yes, but please refer to me by my actual name and my profession, please. I don't want to get the wrong idea here.
Oh, but I know that you're very good with words, and I'm not, so it's probably best if you do it in case I make a mistake.
Well, I suppose you put it like that, then. Aye. I'm Theodore Hairhart. No reaction at all from anyone. He kind of goes, Mr. Topaz. You know,
Ron shakes his head.
he pulls back his sleeve and shows off some really nice jewelry with gems embedded in it and goes, you know,
Ooh.
Mr. Topaz, gem vendor,
You
cat.
mm,
Only the best gems, of course.
Aye, exactly. Right, so, my family own this land. Come back here and stop to rate my headbands, you. My family own this land, Hertfordshire, you know, family name and all that. And we've been working this area for years and years. My great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpappy used to mine there, and he dug out all this mine and took all the materials out. Nothing left. So about 2 generations ago, we decided we'd rent out to some manlings. You know, they just want farmland. We've got right farmland in Hertfordshire. So rent it out to these manlings. But what I'm finding out now is after having a prime deal with these manlings saying if they ever found it in my mine, to bring it to me, they've been selling it. And not to me, to that bastard Phileas Brennan. Again, he just looks around, gets no response, and goes, the fat bastard in the market. The Peter Smith one. He still looks around, gets no reaction. He's like, you see, he's obviously annoyed, but trying to just downplay it and goes, right, well, the fat bastard in the market. All you need to know is he bought this sapphire. It's bigger than my fist. And he bought it for dirt cheap. Oh, you can't insult a dwarf more than stealing his gems and selling them cheap.
So, you need us to go and visit the mine?
Aye, I need you to go down there to Hertfordshire and teach these manlings that they're meant to pay them to me. They're not meant to give them this Brennan. Going to me. Especially after years of rivalry. Oh, you can't do that to a dwarf. My grandpappy would skin me.
Eh?
Right. So, you want us to go down and beat this guy up because he's a fatter bastard than you?
No,
Is that right?
He's in the market here, but he bought it for Hertfordshire.
The man who bought the topaz, right?
Aye, I'm Topaz. It's me. That's why he's, well, he calls himself Mr. Peter Smith. What kind of name's that?
Wait, I thought you were a dwarf.
I'm a dwarf.
I thought the man that bought the gem was a human.
No, he's a dwarf like me. Well, I say like me, he's like a ball. He's about as tall as he is, wide as he is, fat. You'd know him if you saw him. You pushed him over, he'd roll down a hill.
Okay, so the humans are selling or giving your gems to a different dwarf.
Aye.
That seems dangerous for them.
Exactly.
I
They
suppose that's
manlings
where
are
we
meant
come in then.
They manlings are meant to give the gems to me,
Hmm.
along with the rent. Oh, never deal with manlings.
Are you a friend of my son?
What's his name?
Oh,
Oh. Don't
I
matter.
don't remember.
What?
I don't recall.
So,
You don't recall his name, or you don't recall any more than oh.
Hello.
Aye. You carry on.
so
Okay.
when would you like us to start traveling?
The car will be here tomorrow morning.
Okay.
You want to... Basically, all I want you to do is I want you to find out why these manlings are selling my gems, especially why they're selling to that bastard Brennan.
Okay.
I'm sure we can do that.
Okay. We'll go push the other dwarf down the hill like a ball, and then we'll get back the topaz. Got it.
Yes.
That's what they said.
Tabaxi's going to walk over and just pat the Goliath gently on the arm.
You're very furry.
Why, thank you.
Well, looks like we've got our situation sorted.
Alright. So the dwarf stands up, he puts a massive bag of gold on the table and says, "There you go, there's your payment. What if you manage to rewrite all this?" And he just turns around and goes, "Any questions before I leave?"
How did I get here?
You'd have to ask your wife.
Take a little locket out and look at it and sighing. Oh.
That's a very cheap looking locket there. Would you know if I bought something more expensive to remember her well?
Well, maybe after this job he can. Don't worry, sir. It's fine.
It's fine. Hello.
Hi.
Aye. That's a game old timer. Right. Let's get this done.
Alright. So he wanders off as you sort of settle down for the rest of the night. The innkeeper sort of basically just says to you, "Well, if you're wanting anything, supplies are written for tomorrow. The market's still open."
What time is it?
It's about, let's say, about 8 o'clock. So early evening.
Time to turn in. Me. Past my bedtime.
Stretches and goes, I could go for a nap.
I should be
Well.
staying awake, but I suppose I can make an exception for this one time.
Alright.
Wouldn't want to get caught by some sunlight water. Very dangerous stuff, you know.
Alright.
Speaking of sunlight water, he did say that he'd paid for that barn.
He did.
So, I'm just going to stay here for a bit.
That's fair. So the night ends, the morning comes, hangover aplenty, and the cart arrives to take you to Hertfordshire.
I've been awake since 4:30.
It's good to be
Saturn
regular.
wakes up long enough to get on the cart and then goes back to sleep.
Alright. So you climb on the cart. As I said, some of you go back to sleep, some of you are very excited to watch the world go by, and the journey takes about, let's say, about 10 hours. So you arrive into early evening to the small hamlet of Hertfordshire. As you arrive, you see the village itself is made up of what looks like a small market area, where there's an obvious cartwright and stables. There's an inn. There is a couple of houses there, including one that looks slightly more fancy than the rest, which would probably be the elder's house. And in the distance you can see on the side of the hill what looks like an entrance into the mine. So as you pull up to the... Thank you for closing that. As you pull up to the first one, your first time slot, which I just need to quickly check, and the thing will have frozen while I do this, because of course it does. Your first time slot choices are the elder's house or the inn.
I think we'll be able to get more information at the Elder's house. But the inn will allow me to get some kind of hair of the dog for this hellish hangover. So...
10 hours later? Oh dear.
He
it was
woke
a
up
free
at
bar.
4:30. I was still up drinking.
It was a free bar.
Well, I think we ought to go check out the Elder's house. I think that will probably get us the most information as far as, like, people.
I was in an elder's house. They were mean to me.
Fine. Any house he goes into becomes an elder's house.
All right. So as you're deciding what to do, a sort of youngish boy of around, well, I'll say boy of sort of youngish man of around 19 turns up and goes, "Hello there. My name's Abel. We're going to help you. Where you looking for?"
I don't like him. He looks like a troublemaker.
I'm not. I'm a really nice little boy. You know.
No, it's fine. Don't listen to him.
Where you wanting to go? What you here for?
Oh, we're just
Oh, we're-
visiting for a couple of days.
Here to see the sights up in wonderful. What's the name of this place again?
Herefordshire.
That's the one. Aye.
Like,
We're here to see your. We're here to see your famous.
Well, we don't really have anything famous. The only thing that's happened here that's at all noticeable was Charonda, that young princess. She was from here. That's about it.
That's the one. We're here to see where she grew up, how she was raised. Try and
Oh,
get to know a little bit more about her life.
oh, I've never really known much about that.
I don't like how she turned the head of that young prince and took him away.
All right, well, yeah, I can take you to Tom the Elder. Would that help?
Well, unless anybody else objects, I think that's
No, I
where we
think-
should go.
I think that'd be a good start. Yeah.
All right then, follow me. And he takes you up this sort of slightly winding path towards the house, sort of slightly grander house leading over everything else. And as he gets to the door, he's going, "Oh, it's good that people are more talking about Taronda. It's wonderful about that. And, it puts a little village on the map. And he bangs on the door. He goes, "So you're looking to stay long?" You said.
No, not long.
Oh, all right, that's good. There's lots of things in town. There's a cart ride, and there's a well.
You have oatmeal?
I don't know what that is. Is it a person?
It's
Would
it's
they
a
have come
food.
traveling as well?
They don't have oatmeal. What kind of hell is this?
Do you have porridge or gruel?
Oh, porridge, aye. We've got porridge, aye.
Okay,
Perhaps.
that's
you
very
have-
like oatmeal, Sheldon.
I like oatmeal.
We'll find you some.
I don't have to put my teeth in to eat it.
That
What's it?
helps.
What's an oatmeal?
Oh, I'd
It's
like
a
to know as
food.
well if you don't mind.
Not
It-
much. What's an oatmeal with you? Sorry.
I don't understand.
Oatmeal is very like porridge, but it's a bit thinner.
Oh,
What's porridge?
but you mean when they put the water in and that?
Yes.
All right, okay, well,
And then Saturn turns to her companion. It's like a white, kind of like a white broth or stew that's made with rolled oats. It's very soft. It's not very chewy.
What do you mean by rolled?
Just that you break up the bits of oats before you cook them.
Then why are they called rolled?
Well, back home we did used to throw them down a big hill.
Ah, right, that makes more sense.
Yeah. That's how I got so big. Eating all
Yeah,
that hill
well, I
porridge.
can believe that. You're nearly as big as Arthur. At this point, you notice there's a sort of slight elephant in the room. The door hasn't been answered. And he goes, it's not like Tom. He bangs on the door a lot harder this time. And he goes, it's not like Tom. Tom's usually... Oh, maybe he's fallen asleep. Oh, could I ask you all to please look the other way? I've got a security way of getting through the door.
Of course.
All right.
So as you turn round, he moves the one flower pot that is there, takes the key out from under it, and opens the door. And he leaves the key in the door as the door's been pushed open. He goes, right, you can't be too careful, you know. You gotta respect security.
Young people these days are breaking into houses.
Exactly, aye. I mean, you know, people breaking into each other's houses, you can't have that. It's not right. Anyway,
So you do it.
And he pushes the door open. Inside, the house is pitch black. He's like, this really ain't look like Tom. Hang on. And he sort of ruffles around and pulls out a lantern. And he goes, I'll go light the uprights. And he sort of walks round in the room, lighting the uplights in the room as you sort of walk into this very modest-looking sort of living room.
Does anything immediately jump out at us as unusual or out of place?
No, everything seems relatively tidy. Just nothing really out of place. And he goes, right, Tom might be asleep in his office. He's done this before. So I've had to come get him for meetings. And he bangs on another door and he goes, Tom, there's some people here. Tom. And at this point you hear, what are you doing? From the doorway. You turn round and see a boy of around 11 years old, just pointing at all of you going, who are you? Why are you in my house?
We're visitors to the village, and it was suggested that we come here to speak to Tom.
But it's night time. You don't come at night time. Why are you in my house? Oh, I let them in, Tom. Well, that's young Tom, by the way. I am not young Tom. Right. Well, that's formerly known as young Tom, or little Tom, as it were. He's old Tom's grandson.
It's nice to meet you, Tom.
But why are they in our house? Oh, they wanted to come speak to someone about Tyrande. Who? Tyrande, you know, what's her name? The prince's wife. What? Oh, well, you know, you've got to do, you know, they're coming to speak to someone. I mean, who else but Tom? But they can wait outside. Well, we tried that, Tom, but there was no answer, and we were worried about your grandfather. At this point, the child looks very angry and sort of stands with his arms folded at the end, just looking at all of you really angry, and he goes, Did you even make them wipe their feet? No, I didn't do that. Excuse me, everyone, would you mind going out and wiping your feet?
You ought to respect your elders, sonny.
Come on, old man, let's go get your feet clean.
I'm wearing slippers.
Well, I suppose by proper
You can take them
rule,
off and beat them against the doorstep.
What was that, Sam?
by proper rule, I suppose I should go wipe my feet. It's rude to leave a house when you're told to do... Or wait, it's rude to not leave a house when you're told to do so.
Were you invited in?
That's not one of the rules.
All right, so all of you
Come on, everyone, let's humour wee Tom, and we'll go out and we'll get our feet clean.
Right, so
I don't like wee Tom. He was rude.
He seems like a bit of a prick.
So you all
He's
shuffle.
just a child.
You all shuffle past, wipe your
I thought he
feet.
was just really short.
Yeah, he is quite short. He's about he's about let's say 4 foot. So you shuffle past, you all wipe your feet, and you begin to make your way back in. Sorry. And Tom is very angry looking, going, But why can't this wait till the morning?
We're very excited to learn about
Rhonda.
Aye, her.
Well, I don't approve. And at this point, he just storms off upstairs and hear a door slam.
Well,
What
tough
is
shit, Tiny
an
Tim. We're here now.
Such an angry child. Oh,
A rude child.
I blame the parents.
I'm not sure if he has any. If he's living with his grandfather.
Oh! His mother's alive. I don't know where she is. She's off a couple of villages over. She sort of left after his father died.
Oh, poor Tom.
No, his father died suddenly of some sort of strange accident, I think. You have to speak to Henry about that.
In my day, people died of strange accidents every day. That didn't stop them from raising their children.
Right. Did you grow up on some sort of obstacle course?
Obstacle course.
Aye. You know, one of them ones with the axe swinging around. You gotta dodge it.
I was not that lucky.
Oh. Well, that's a shame. I've always wanted to do one of those. It was really interesting. Though my father would tell me no, Abel. You're already accident prone enough without putting them bladed weapon in there.
So, shall we try again looking for Elder Tom?
Oh, right. Apologies about that. And he sort of walks back over to the office and he... Still no reaction. There's not even light coming from underneath the door. And he goes, alright, well, apologies, folks. Would you mind looking the other way a second till I get the key?
It is rude to interrupt a man who's napping.
Oh, right.
What
all
if
right.
he's ill?
Right, well, so everyone begrudgingly turns round. He moves the one painting of a potted plant that's there and takes a key from behind it. Opens the door, and inside is like pitch black again. As he holds his lantern up in the middle of the floor, you see there's a crumpled mess of what looks like a chair fallen backwards, and a very dry body lying on top of it. What do you want to do?
A vampire!
Oh. We weren't wrong when they called him Old Tom.
What's happened? At this point, Abel sort of rushes forward and looks at the body. No, this ain't right. What's here? What's happened?
Looks like old Tom bought the big one.
You what? What did he buy? Where did he buy it from?
A one-way ticket out of this existence.
You buy them from
don't
the
worry.
stables. Should I go and speak to the people at the stables? Maybe we can catch him.
So, who...
My brother
who-
was kicked by a horse and he died.
That's terrible, Shipman. I am sorry.
It was 63 years ago.
Right, well,
A zone out.
So, who is second in charge after
Oh,
Older Tom?
I don't really know. Should I go and get Henry?
Yes, go get Henry.
Oh, all right, I'll go and get Henry. He just runs out the door, very panicked, forgetting to leave you the lantern. So you're now standing around in a pitch black room with a very desiccated corpse on the floor in front of you.
With a shaking hand, I light one of my candles.
All right,
I'll give it a poke.
all right. You give it a poke, and a lot of dust just falls off it. It's very, very desiccated, this body.
Mm.
He's been gone a while.
I'm gonna walk up to the body. Does there seem to be any, like, big stab wound in this, or...
No, it seems to basically have been... His arms seem to be crumpled in quite across his chest, and he seems to just be kind of curled up as it would be, but he's on his back rather than his side, though he does lie amongst the fragmented ruins of his chair.
Hmm.
Mm.
Bella's going to look at this body and squint her little eyes and say,
I know what killed this man. He was bitten by a spider. You can tell how his arms are folded in after death.
Yes,
Mm.
some kind of web crawler.
Do spiders get big enough to do that?
Oh, I've seen some pretty big spiders.
But to dry out a human body completely?
I'm sure he's still wet somewhere in there.
I kind of hope not.
I wish
Here's
I hadn't
hoping we
said
don't
that.
find out.
oh my God.
Okay, seems like we've got a candle lit. I'll have a wee look around the room and see if anything else is looking out of place, aside from the shattered chair and the very dry corpse.
Okay, do me an awareness check, please.
Okay, give me a second.
Right. You have a glance around the room. You should have had a plus to that as well.
Yeah.
You have a glance around the room. There's not really much there. There's a couple of strange like artifacts that look like he's kind of like museum pieces that you kind of get in a sort of an elder of a village. You know, nothing that would stand out to you immediately as being completely out of place. But there's a couple of small things, a couple of gems just lying around as well that he seems to have had in a while. It looks like on the desk there was some sort of not refining. Like kind of like
Crafting.
yeah, kind of like
Like a-
tools for like sort of gem crafting and stuff on the table. They look like they're very old tools, like someone that's had them for like looked after them for a long time.
Okay. I'll poke around and touch some of the gems and see if anything kind of jumps out at me, but that's fine by me.
All right.
Could
So-
I try to see if I can get any sense of magic? Just to make sure that it wasn't something like that killed old Tom?
Do an Arcana check. There's a very strong sense of residual magic that's fading with time.
Oh! Oh, there was lots of magic here.
Mm.
Is there any cutlery or anything?
Just the tools for the gem stuff.
Is there a window into this room, or
Yes,
is the door the...
There is a window that's it's basically about maybe 3 inches open behind the desk.
There's your culprit. A nasty draft. Fought his death. The Reaper swung his blade with the edge of a gust of wind. Took old Tom from this mortal coil. Where am I?
I don't think it was a gust of wind, but I think the window may have been a part of this.
All right. So you hear at this point you hear the sound of footsteps approaching, running footsteps approaching. And at this point, you see a middle-aged man and a very large man behind him. He's about almost the same size as I've forgotten your character.
Gron.
name. Yeah, well, same size as yourself. Turn up in the back, and the guy at the front goes, "Hey, what? What?" He just doubles over and just can't breathe at this point. Abel turns up and goes, "Hey, I found Henry. I found Arthur as well. Do you need me to go find anyone else?"
Give us a minute and we'll figure out if we need you to find anyone else.
Oh, all right then. At this point, the man that's doubled over goes, I can't breathe, Arthur. I'm not used to this anymore. I used to run around like this." And you just hear a After about maybe a couple of minutes, the man that's doubled over stands and goes, Right, okay, I can talk now. Right, what's going on? What's happened to Tom?"
Well, the young lad opened the door and this is what we found.
He just looks and goes, "And what actually is that?" And he sort of taps it with his boot. "I don't look like anything I've
chair
seen."
to me.
Hmm?
Looks like some kind of chair.
Oh, I see
Collapsed when the
chair,
body
but
fell off of it.
What's that in it? Very
That's old
twisted.
Tom.
No, that can't be old Tom. Old Tom was alive like 4 hours ago. We had him. Well, no, 8 hours ago. Sorry, we were in the inn together. He had that strange pork stuff, a decimaze.
Well, we suspect that the open window let in what I personally believe was a giant spider that bit him. But I am open to...
Giant spider? Or Arthur?
What's the biggest spiders you get around here?
And at this point, you hear from the bigger guy behind, and he goes, "You don't think there's big spiders, Arthur?" "Oh, Arthur doesn't think they're big spiders. What's the biggest one you've seen, Arthur?" And he does a hand gesture around that and goes,
That seems plenty big enough, thank you.
Could that bite him, Arthur? I mean, would that reduce him with this? All right, well, I mean, could have done. I mean, we should look out for spiders, Arthur. Especially look out for them in our house. I don't want them around me if they're that big, especially if they do that to you.
I don't know if old Tom used magic or owned any magic items, but there was a definite sense of magic in the room.
Well, we don't really have much magic down here. I mean, well, apart from that magician. You remember that magician that came down, Arthur? You did them card tricks. It was wonderful, that. Really wonderful. I mean, I didn't know I'd drawn the 7 of diamonds till he told me. Then he turned around and goes, Sorry, what were you asking? I got completely lost in thought there.
That's okay.
Hmm.
I turn to Arthur. I say, would you like a throat sweet, young man?
He sort of looks at you quite confused as he's not sure what you mean.
I pull a wrapped sweet from my pocket that who knows how long it's been in there.
In the gold wrapping of my youth.
We'll come to
Generic
that.
butter candy.
Generic
No,
butter candy.
This is a throat sweet. We will get to the completely branded butter candy later. Yeah, it's like a lozenge of some sort. Who knows how long it's been there though?
It's covered in a bit of fluff, random
Yeah, a
pocket
little
fluff.
bit. But it's wrapped. You know, I'm not a monster.
He just takes one look at it and goes, "Oh, Arthur don't like sweets. Abby does, though.
Abby?
Aye, me daughter. Well, her daughter." He points to Arthur.
Suit yourself, and I unwrap it and eat it.
Well, if you got any more, I'm sure our kid would love them. She loves those sweets, don't she, Arthur?
As there's no sign of her here, it's not going in that you're asking me for other sweets.
That's fine.
Is there anything else in this room that we haven't really looked at yet?
Not really. No. Nothing I could point to anyway. So you go.
Okay.
Right. Well, what should we do about Tom? I mean, if this is really Tom, and he just kicks it with his foot, and lots of dust just shoots off the body and just settles on the floor, and he goes, "No, I still don't believe that's Tom. I mean, there's no way Tom will be that dusty after 8 hours. I mean."
Do you have any identifying features we can use to establish who the desiccated corpse is?
Oh, well, he had his necklace. Arthur, you ever look for his necklace? And the big man just leans down, just pushes the bit of the head, and you hear a thickening snap as it moves it, and then he pulls this quite large gold chain out and goes, "Oh, guess it was Tom then. That's a shame. And a ram to him."
Tell you what happened to him. He died.
Nothing like this ever happened before around here?
Well, no, not really, no. Well, I mean, we have deaths. I mean, last year when that tree fell on that fella. But, no, we don't usually have deaths like this. Especially not one like this, though. It's very strange.
Does young Tom have any family still in the village?
Oh, you met young Tom? Oh, he's not really got much. No, we had his father, but his father died. Strange,
Nasty piece of wood.
queer thing that. But his father died, and then his mother left because she couldn't deal with Tom. This young Tom, not old Tom. And then
What happened to his father?
oh well, it's a bit of a strange story, if you ask me. His father seemed to get this strange, infection or something. Like he had a cut on his leg, and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then eventually he just sort of popped. Natural causes and all that. We had it properly checked out and everything. Natural death, but very strange, very strange. Though the problem is that young Tom, being the impressionable youth that he is, was listening to some bastard coming in the inn telling how hard he was, and young Tom got it in his mind he should tell people he killed his father. He didn't, but he likes telling people it. I don't really understand young Tom, if I'm honest, but, he seems to be angry about everything these days, especially don't like my daughter.
I didn't like
Any
young Tom. He
particular
was
reason?
rude.
Didn't hear either of you
can't
there.
like your
Yeah, sorry.
What was that, Coakley?
Go ahead.
Said any particular reason he doesn't like your daughter, or is he just a wee shit?
Oh, I don't know. He just seems to shout at her all the time. He don't like the fact that she's got a little group of friends and he's not included. Well, he was included and he just doesn't want to sit nice. They're all happy sitting around being quiet, enjoying the picnic. But young Tom there, he wants to talk all the time, wants to yell and shout and scream. My Abby, she don't want to do that.
Good for her.
But young Tom can't stay here by himself. Isn't he a bit too young for that?
Oh, he was staying with old Tom. And old Tom was happy just to have him here. He loved having his grandson around. Don't know what we'll do now. I mean, most of the young'uns, old young Tom don't really get on with most of them, so that'll be interesting. See what we do. I mean, I don't really want to offer to take him in, Arthur, but if the worst happens, and he just at the moment just hears a from behind him, and he goes, "Oh, right, okay, well, it's good you share that opinion, Arthur."
I mean, I don't think he even knows yet He stormed off to his room before we got
no,
through this
knows
door.
what?
That his grandfather is dead?
Oh, right.
Eggsy no telling him.
It would be
Well,
better coming from someone he knows.
Someone he knows? Right, okay, well... I mean, Arthur, did you tell him? Right. I don't think you should put it that bluntly, Arthur.
So we saw an inn of some sort when we came into the village.
Oh, aye.
Would it be possible for us to get some rooms there?
Oh, aye, you should be able to get them there. Modesta will happily have you folk in. She's lovely.
Okay, that's good. I don't suppose they would have any spare rooms for Tom?
Oh, well, I suppose they could put Tom up. She might not like it, though. Tom's very nasty to Daniel.
Yes.
Her eldest.
Okay, maybe not.
He's around the same age as Abby. He tries. He's a lovely boy, that. You see him trying, setting the olive branch and all that, but young Tom, well, he's a bit of a tearaway, that boy.
Sounds like he's a bit of a wrong un.
Well, it's not my place to say.
But, well, I'll say it then. That boy is a wrong un. Nothing good will come of him.
Well, I'd agree.
Excuse me, I need to take my pills.
It sounds like he's had a very rough time.
At this point,
with his father dying.
You hear screaming from the hallway. It's your fault! It's your fault people are here again! It's you! It's always your fault! You bitch! Oh, Tom shouting at someone again?
That kind of language shouldn't be tolerated.
I'll peek my head out and see who he's shouting at this time.
As you poke your head out and look, you hear that Tom must be shouting from his room upstairs through a window. And through the front door, you see a girl who looks around about 11, same age about roughly as Tom, with snow white hair and blood red eyes, just staring up at the window that Tom must be shouting from.
It's all for you, Tom.
Oh, hello?
The eyes sort of drift down from Tom to look at you, and the head tilts slightly.
Henry?
Aye?
There's a child at the door?
Oh, hang on. Oh, that's me, Abby. Come in, dear. Oh, no, wait, no. Body. We don't want her near the body. Arthur, go look after her. I don't want her seeing Tom like this. And the big guy just walks over, puts his arm on the girl's shoulder, and just turns her around and starts walking down the hill. At this point, you steer. Yeah, run, bitch! It's your fault. These people are here. It's always your fault.
I'd like to go talk to little Tom.
All right. You go up the stairs and you hear him shouting from the other side of the door. What do you want to do?
I'm going to knock at the door.
What do you want?
Hi. I wanted to ask you about the little girl that you were shouting at down there. What do you mean by it's all her... Well, you were saying that it was all her fault. What do you mean?
Well, it's all our fault. That's why all these weird people keep coming up at the village.
What is she doing to make weird people appear?
She and that group of them just sit around and point at things.
Do they say anything while they just point at things? Or do they just...
I know they can talk, but they don't talk. They don't say anything. They all sit in silence and just Liars! All of them!
I see. Do they gather during any particular times of day to do this sitting and pointing?
They're together all day, apart from when they go home. Then they meet up the next day and sit in a circle. But she gets to sit in the middle because she's the special one.
And where do they go to do this circle sitting and pointing?
Everywhere.
But not saying anything.
They do it in the school, they do it by the well, they do it in the inn, they do it everywhere. Don't want anyone else joining their little circle of friends. Well, no one thinks about me and about Tom.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll look into what those people are sitting and pointing about. Seems some strange stuff is afoot.
You just hear
Not for any particular reason.
You just hear gentle sobbing from behind the door.
Sheldon is conflicted because while he doesn't like young Tom, he also is very much not in favour of groups of youths sitting around aimlessly, sullenly not talking to people. If anything, that's worse than one little whippersnapper. I mean, he generally distrusts anybody below the age of about 35 because they're young and they're up to something. But, yeah.
But this definitely sounds like they're actually up to something. So...
Yeah, this sounds very suspicious, the not talking and pointing and...
Poor young Tom.
Yeah.
We'll find somewhere for him, I'm sure. Just kind of looks at Henry and goes, but none of us are telling him about his grandfather. You need to do that.
Well, you know, I'll speak to Isaiah and see if him or Ruth can do it. Don't really like it all, but you know, gotta tell Odessa and all, and maybe she'll help arrange something.
Okay, well, I think it's getting quite late, so we should probably go and do that now.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll go and speak to Isaiah, and I'll speak to Odessa in the morning then. All right. So, as we get into the second time slot, I'm just gonna quickly check what it is. Second time slot is the inn. Basically, just the same way you are now. Stay at the Elder's house or go to the inn.
I mean, I think it would be worthwhile to go to the inn, just because it's late.
Yeah.
Ask around.
Past Sheldon's bedtime. Even though it's just a nap.
Oh, we've got to get old man Sheldon to bed, and maybe we'll see someone. I don't know. Maybe we'll find someone at the end. Maybe not.
And if we go down to the inn, if we see one of the people that Henry mentioned, we can send them up to look after young Tom. I feel bad leaving him by himself.
Sorry, I was just trying to see if I could minimize that thing, and it just made the stream go weird, so apologies. That's fine. Carry on.
So
I think we're going to the inn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So you make your way down the hill, and you walk into the quite large inn building. As you walk in, you see let's say about 50-ish human female standing behind the bar and goes, "Hello there. How can I help you?"
Do you have any oatmeal?
It's a very distinct question. I think we have some stout somewhere. Hang on. And she sort of potters around behind the bar and eventually goes, yes, we have a small barrel of oatmeal stout. Is that what you want?
Oh, no. I think he means porridge, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I have any porridge beer. Let me have a look again.
No, to eat.
I'll take one of those oatmeal stouts if there's one going.
So she gently just passes it to you as she looks around the back and she goes, right, I cannot seem to find anything else. Unfortunately, usually it is Deborah who makes all the food, and she is not here today.
Okay.
Has Deborah been missing long?
Oh, she is not missing. She just had the day off to help her family.
Ah, okay.
Do you have any spare rooms for the night?
Plenty, yes. We have many rooms. Are you needing somewhere to stay tonight?
Yes, we'll be needing one room each, please.
That is fine. So she just sort of sorts a couple of keys with yourselves, takes some money and sorts that, and so you now have rooms upstairs. And she goes, so what is your business in our small village?
We're here to learn about the princess.
Oh, Princess Taranda. Yes, she was a wonderful girl.
That's the one?
Yes, she's a remarkable, what is it, diamond in the haystack or something, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that we've come at something of a bad time.
Oh?
We've just come down from old Tom's house.
Oh, is she not well? I mean, the food we served him earlier was definitely well cooked and everything. He seemed very happy with it.
I'm glad you have no oatmeal.
Oh, and why is that, old man?
I will make do with my candies. I pull out.
Tom is
Butterscotch
dead
candy.
as shit.
Tom is what? Sorry, I was too busy
Oh,
being
Tom
distracted
is
by
late,
this
Tom.
talk of candy.
Old Tom is now late, Tom.
Why is
You're
he not,
down one, Tom.
has he not arrived in time or something? Or what is this?
I'm
He's
very
gone
sorry,
early, if
Dad,
anything.
but he's dead.
What killed him?
We
Don't know.
don't really know.
Rough.
Did he fall? Did he just die? Was he stabbed? What happened to him? You don't just
He
was
died in
dried
his
out.
chair.
dried out. You mean he finally stopped drinking?
Kinda.
You know what beef jerky is?
Yes, we have some somewhere around. Yes, why?
Don't eat that.
She just holds
Yeah,
it in her
that's-
hand and goes, "Oh, but how?"
We don't know.
Left the window open? Or the chair broke? Or maybe it was just a sudden occurrence from a medical problem.
That is
Spontaneous desiccation.
spontaneous
Runs in the
dedication.
family.
I mean, it could happen to anyone, I suppose.
Who that?
Yes,
Not
so
how I want to go.
I mean, I think everyone knows how they truly wish to go in life, but it is not the time or place to talk about that. Let us celebrate the life of Tom. I will. I assume that someone is dealing with the arrangements.
Well, that's debatable.
so Abel, the young lad, Abel,
Aye,
took us up there earlier this evening.
Right.
He was with us when we found the body, and then he went to get Henry and Arthur?
Yes, Henry the Cartwright, yes. And his
Yes.
partner.
And the last we know is that Henry was going to go to talk to someone.
What about?
Well, what's going to happen to young Tom?
This is a conundrum I had not foreseen. Yes, what does become of young Tom? I mean, I would often take
He
him in,
seems
but
to be-
my Daniel does not get on with Tom.
he seems to be a difficult or, well, troubled child.
Yeah, he has never seemed to get over his father's death, no.
But he does seem to be a bit too young to live on his own.
I do not know what best to do. At this
The
point,
army. Boy his age could do well and learn how to live in the army. National service, that's what I bring it back.
But what would this national service do? I mean, would it be waiting? Would it be... what kind of service would they offer?
They marching around in squares and
In squares? Oh. The longest sides.
cleaning cleaning bows and
I mean,
generally being a source of pride for right-wing people.
I mean, how much do you actually
like
need to
the
clean a
army.
bow?
And how dirty you want it to be.
Our mistress, if I may ask you a question.
Yes.
What do you know about magic?
Which is some foreign card game that I have no interest in.
I hear it's very expensive.
It's the habit. I'm glad I've not got in.
There's no local practitioners, or
No, this area is not got any traditional magic, as it were. The only thing we had was we had a conjurer of sorts turn up about 2-3 months ago, which is about the closest we've had.
There was definitely magic in the room that Tom was in, like his workroom, I suppose. It looked like he'd been working on something on his desk.
Well, I mean, Tom has collected some things over the years, but as far as I'm aware, he has no skill in such a way, really.
Maybe it was some sort of magical item or artifact or something. It might just have been... Like, sometimes things have protective spells, and if you try to open a box the wrong way and it has a protective spell on you, then it can, like, zap you a bit.
I've experienced many times with the kegs in the basement.
Well,
Well, I hope whatever happened to Tom, that the afterlife is good to him. And I will...
Have there been any suspicious individuals that have been, in town in the past few days? Any strange people that have perhaps wandered in?
Young
no.
people and the like.
Not really, no. As far as I'm aware, there is not really any visitors we have had. No, I know that Harold is expecting a visitor soon for to do some business deal. I don't know what it is, but he has not arrived yet. He is due to arrive tomorrow.
oh.
okay. So it seemed like a lovely wee place you've got here. What do the local kids do for fun?
But well, as far as I know from my Daniel, they like to they just like picnics, I guess. They like to take some food and just sort of go and sit and enjoy the peace. Really, they don't seem to do much more than that.
Seems suspicious.
What kind of food?
Oh, whatever gets made, really. The simple sandwiches, basic cakes, and whatever else Deborah can make. At this point,
Anywhere in particular you would recommend a picnic?
well, I don't really make it myself. As I said, Deborah makes the food, and then my Daniel sort of puts it together for them and takes it from there. I just let him do. I don't really know. At this point, the door is pushed open from behind, and you hear a Hello, this is your husband. Get out, Roderick. You talk like that. I brought her son home. At this point, a child that looks eerily similar to the albino child you saw earlier just walks past, stops, looks at you all up and down, tilts their head slightly, and then just turns back and walks to the back room.
It's another one.
Why
Yes,
was
children. Called children.
Why was he out with you, Roderick? I just found him walking around, so I brought him home. He's not my son, is he?
Has your son always looked, like that?
My son is, he's always quite similar, yes. And the only differences between the kid that walked in and the albino child is that he has very thick black hair and normal colour eyes.
Oh.
But they look
She's kind of
eerily,
pale.
facially similar.
Right.
Hmm.
And he goes, my Daniel
That's
is a
not
very
suspicious.
quiet boy. So what'd you say? I thought I missed something there, sorry. At this point, the sort of drunk man leans towards the rest of you, and from about 3 meters away you can smell the booze on his breath, and he goes, "Hello, I'm Roderick. How are you?"
Hello, Roderick. Gosh, it's getting awfully late.
Yes, Roderick.
Isn't it?
I think you should leave. I'm gonna have fun. Remember fun? I used to talk about fun. Leave, Roderick. No. Now I'm gonna have fun with my new friends.
I'll put an arm around Roderick and kind of guide him towards the door. Like, come on, man, it's getting pretty late.
You
I'm,
gotta see,
hey.
other people like to touch me. At this point, you just watch the barmaid's face just go. A couple of seconds
I want
later,
to lie down.
Roderick has been escorted out the door, and the barmaid just turns to the rest of you and goes, I apologize for that. It's a very sore part of my past. Yes.
That's quite all right. It's not your fault that he was inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Are there many other people in the tavern?
At this point, there is just the barmaid, which is Odessa, and yourselves. And
Okay.
and you know what? We will, if you need to take a break, Dragon, we will take a quick. How long is wrong? 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we'll take a quick 5 minutes, and then when we come back, we will continue from there. So see you in 5 minutes, folks.
All right, no
Let's
worries.
go with that one. So back in a few minutes, folks. All right, folks, we're back. So yes, we were in the bar, so we're just going to continue from there. Hydrate, yes.
Okay.
Hydrate. Laundry agent.
No worries.
Yes, I'm finishing my bottle of Pepsi Max, and then when I'm back on the amber.
It really is different clicking the hydrate button when I'm also on camera with you.
I feel like taking a drink. Click.
That's more
There
like
we
me
go.
being like, let's have a drink. Like,
Everybody have a drink.
yeah. Sorry to derail. We are in the bar though.
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
we're the only ones in the bar.
See that one made sense.
As you look around the bar at the fact that it's pretty much dead apart from yourselves, you hear the sound of and you sort of look to the door, and as you look to the door hurriedly, like it's like flies open, and a very weird-looking balding man just runs in, and in the background you hear, "Fuck you, Harold! If I find you his father, I'll kill you." And the door shuts, and the barmaid just kind of goes, "Harold, please take a seat. Don't worry about Roderick. He's harmless." What do you want to do?
Does this man fit the description of someone you could roll down a hill?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's why we're here.
Wait, didn't you say that someone was coming in for a business deal tomorrow?
As far as I know, Harold, you do no more with that, wouldn't you? What? It's all right, Harold. They're friends. They have paid for rooms. They're nice people. Are you down long?
Not very long, no. We were told that someone was coming into town for a business deal tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't be looking to get some gems, would you?
I mean, we're always in the market for some nice jewellery, yeah.
Oh, he sort of looks about a bit shiftily and sort of gestures you over to a table in the corner. He sits down, he reaches in under the table and opens a little hatch in the floor and pulls out a very small bag of gems. He pours it on the table, but the gems all are about reasonably large marble size, and he goes, "Look, this is just examples. This is just the offcuts. They're really good, aren't they?"
They're lovely. I'll pick
Yes.
one of them up. Any of them look like the ones that were in Tom's little kind of gem
Look.
setup.
They look about half to a third of the size of the ones that Tom had.
Can I sense any arcana from them?
Doing a kind of roll. Just need to make sure I have this thing off in the background. There we go.
I put it in the right chat.
There's a slight magic to them.
What colour are they?
They are various colours, from blues, reds, yellows, purples, greens, just any colour you want.
Look like there's any sapphires in there.
There's a couple of sapphires.
Where did you get your hands on these?
Oh, don't worry about that. Just are you interested? These are just the small ones. We've got bigger ones.
We might be interested, but it would help if we could meet the people who are actually acquiring these gems. You know, I've heard recently that there's actually a lot of less than clean mining practices going on. They screw over their workers, they treat them poorly, so we just want to make sure that we're buying from an ethical source.
Just his eyes grow really wide. He goes, what do you mean? Who told you this?
No, look, don't worry about it. We're not, busting your balls. We're just trying to make sure that we're not going to get caught up in anything. You guarantee a level of would the word be?
Discretion?
Yeah. Yeah, a level of discretion. How these are acquired.
We causing mischief, yeah. Give him here. Come on, Wrigley. Yeah, mischief for a while. Right. So he looks quite panicked at all of you and goes, there's no ethic problems, no, it's just me. I get them, I farm them out. It's just me.
Where do you find them?
Just about. Just about the village. That's not important. But are you interested? That's all I need to know. If you're interested.
Yes, we're interested.
Oh, good. Right. Well, I can give you all these little ones, or we can get bigger ones. Just tell me how much you want.
How much for the little ones you've got here?
Oh, and you notice him trying to do maths in his head. He goes, 4.
I mean, that sounds like a bargain.
What?
Does it? 5 then. 5.
No, come on, let's.
Don't try and take advantage.
I take 5 butterscotch candies individually wrapped from my pocket and slide them across the table to him.
He looks at the gold wrapping and goes, I've never seen money like this before. Is it valuable?
When I was younger, my grandfather gave me some like these.
And there's plenty more where they came from, let me tell you.
I mean, are they good? Are they accepted worldwide?
Yes, but people everywhere like these.
Oh,
Stop it!
That's fine.
Stop taking advantage of him!
Pushes the bag of gems towards you and takes them. Goes, this one's a bit weird, and he twiddles it a little bit, and the candy drops in the middle and lands on the table, and he goes, I broke it.
No, that's the good part.
The good part. So this is the bit that's worth the money. The gold is just protecting it, yeah?
Correct.
That's what you pay for, yeah. That's what the.
Oh, okay. He hurriedly takes the one on the table and wraps it back up thoroughly and puts it in his. Thank you.
I have a whole bag of them in my pocket.
Oh,
Maxie is lashing her tail at this point. Like,
do you want more? I can bring you more.
Oh, you had to be quick. A bag won't last me very long.
I'll go get you more. I'll go get you more. I'll go.
Like,
He gets up and
Don't worry about it. Come back in the morning, okay?
Tomorrow is fine.
so he rushes out the bar, and you hear the barman go, "What has happened to Harold? He seemed very
Humpy?
He said he wanted five of 5. So I gave him 5, and that's quite a lot for in one go, but still, he seemed like a nice man.
5, you say? Well, interesting.
They
Saturn
always like
walks
that.
over to Odessa and hands her some coins and goes, make sure that Harold gets these.
She just looks at her hand and goes, but he just said he paid him.
They have slightly different understandings of what money is.
Money? No, I wanted. Oh, you.
He thought
I-
it was... It's okay, I've paid for it.
I see.
It's
Well-
fine.
Now, this may seem like kind of a backwards way of getting things done, but, not paying for things might bring them to us to collect the payment, so... Rather than us find them.
mean,
Not the worst idea.
if we buy all the gems, then this person that comes here tomorrow won't be able to get any of them.
He definitely said that wasn't all the gems.
He didn't. There must be a lot more if you rushed off like that.
Mm-hmm. Also, weren't we supposed to be looking for, like, larger stuff? But, like...
He did say there were bigger ones, too.
I pop a butterscotch, a name branded butterscotch into my mouth.
Yes, Weathers original. Yes.
Hang on, wait. Let me think of a suitable parody name. What others uniques?
Additional.
Oh god. Right. So as the night progresses. Sorry, Carol?
I think it might be bedtime. My brain hurts.
Okay. So as you all make your way to bed, we roll on to the next time zone. So the next time slot is the morning one. And your options are the inn, the mine, the market, or there's like a large barn-like building, which has got a very crude sign saying school on it. Where would you like to go?
Ooh. If we go to the market, we'll probably find whoever it is that's coming in for the business deal. If we stay here, we can ask more questions. And if we go to the school, we can find out what the deal is with the creepy kids.
I don't like those creepy kids.
We might find the gems.
Decisions.
I
feel like Sheldon wouldn't willingly go to a school just because it seems like there's more chance of
Children.
like given other options. Like the school is not his first choice because there's too many chances of running into young people there, and like young people are evil little monsters.
It's fine. We can distract Sheldon until he gets to the school.
Yeah, you probably can. Yeah.
This looks like a school. It's a barn.
Ask him about the old days.
It's fine. All you gotta do is get me there. Like I'm not very fast moving. I don't want to wander off.
Not going to run off on your own.
No.
Did they say what time this person was arriving? Did we ever get that? All we heard was the morning.
They just
right?
said it was arriving tomorrow.
They said the
tomorrow.
next day.
Yeah, they said the next day from the previous slot, which would now be
And
from now on.
it took us 10 hours.
10
in the
hours.
cart.
So
Where we were coming from, though, not necessarily from.
But they're
Where
from
they are
the
from.
city, we think.
We might have had a really shitty cart as well.
That is true. But it was free.
And I'll give it 3.
Kind of inclined to say market. I feel like that's what might get us the most information about this buyer and seller and all of this. However, I am very curious about those creepy children.
well, in theory, like we said, if it is going to take a few hours for someone to get here, we can maybe go to the market in the afternoon and then spend the morning peeping on the kids, which is something I hope I never have to say again.
Oh my goodness.
I've missed your way with words.
You know, now that you've mentioned it, less inclined to look into the children. Maybe we leave them be. Let them get into whatever witchcraft they're getting into. Well, I figured school would usually take place like in the morning, so by afternoon they would be done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then they would go get up to whatever strange, mysterious cult adjacent activities they are.
Yeah. That's an afternoon, evening activity, isn't it?
We don't want to hold a cult first thing in the morning.
Well,
who does
we Tom said that they do it at school as well. Whatever this
I
thing is,
know.
but apparently they do it all the time. So
But they don't talk. So they don't talk at
Yeah.
school either? That must be awkward.
Kids these days, all they do is text.
Like do is sit in circles and point.
yeah, rotting their brains.
Hello, Luther.
Back in my days, we didn't sit in circles and point. We sat in.
Text. Played Snake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Snake one, man. It's the best.
Okay, so I think we've narrowed it down to we want to go to the market and the school at some point during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My vote is for morning market, afternoon school.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go
That sounds
with
fair
that.
to me.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So you head to the market, which is just outside of the inn. Sorry. Okay. And as you walk there, you see there's a someone making a cartwheel. There's some massive logs piled up behind him. There is a small counter, it looks like, thing with a man selling basically sheared sheep wool. And a sort of youngish girl helping him with it. And there's a well in the middle, and sitting next to the well is Roderick, he doesn't look like he's spinning as much as he was last night. What do you want to do?
I'll kind of walk past Roderick and ask him how he's feeling.
He just looks up and goes, "Fine. Why?"
No reason.
He sort of blinks at you and then goes back to sort of staring into space.
Would you like a candy?
No.
Oh, more for me. Pop one in the mouth.
All right. So as
Quickly
you
planning to
appear in the
cut my
market,
currency.
you notice, you hear a "Hello there," and you look over and there's Henry who's making the cartwheel, and he goes, "How you doing? I spoke to Isaiah last night. He's gonna take care of talking to young Tom."
Oh, that's good.
Good.
Very good.
"He's over there if you want to speak to him," and he points to the man selling wool.
Yeah, we'll head over and see if we can get a gauge on him.
All right.
Out of character, were we just kind of relying on young Tom just not going downstairs at any point in the night?
Pretty much,
the
yeah.
body. We just
I mean,
someone will go
I-
around tomorrow and tell him his
kinda-
granddad's dead downstairs.
I'd kind of hoped that, after we'd left, Henry would go back up and check on him and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
He was going to talk to Isaiah. He was going to talk to someone that night and then speak to Isaiah in the morning.
Yeah. So
I'm hoping that we didn't just abandon a crying 10-year-old with the corpse of his grandfather.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
in all fairness, that kid was a prick. So
Pretty traumatized already.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll go over to Isaiah and ask him how young Tom is doing.
All right. You walk over and you get, "Hey, I want to help you. You want to buy some wool?"
Oh, yes, please. That looks very comfortable.
"All right, freshly sheared last week.
Excellent.
Come on, Deborah, help up." And this youngish girl comes up and starts unrolling certain bits of it and just saying, look at the quality of this kind of thing. He goes, "Here, you want to take this one, Deborah?" And the young girl just sort of shakes her head like, "No. All right, well, I'll deal with it. How much wool you want?"
Oh, And pats 3 of the rolls. I'll take those 3, please.
All right. 2 gold.
Yeah, and pays up
Right.
quite happily.
Takes it off and says,
Grabs
apologies.
up all the gold.
Okay. Apologies, a bit more expensive, but we've got land to have to pay for.
Is your rent very high?
Right. That bastard dwarf charging far too much money. Can't open it.
Hmm.
You have any mittens?
What?
Do you?
It's very chilly. Do you have any mittens I can buy?
You'll have to ask me wife.
Okay.
You know, that was terrible news about old Tom, wasn't it?
Aye. 'Twas that. Young Tom didn't take it too well.
No.
Well, you know, he shouted a lot. But, you know, young'un, that's how they take it.
Any idea what happened to old Tom?
I ain't seen the body yet. I know, Odessa and Henry are dealing with it. I just build the pyre.
Did you happen to know old Tom at all before he, passed?
Right. Been here all my life, known him very well. Known him all 52 year.
He didn't have anybody that, he upset or might
Nope.
have had any kind of vendetta?
Apart from that dwarf bastard, no one.
The landlord.
Aye. Keeps coming down
No,
here, increasing our rent, not giving us any funding, thinking we can make money when there's no tourists.
Yeah, that doesn't work very well.
Aye.
I thought there used to be some sort of mine around these parts.
Nar. Ain't been no mine here for several generations. Closest thing we have is the thing up there, which our oak seems to be obsessed with trying to find something in, but not much there.
This is very strange.
As far as I'm aware, it was emptied before we got the land. We got the land from my father's father. So, long time. Ain't nothing in that mine.
Okay.
So he called his helper Deborah.
Oh,
Does
it's my
Deborah
daughter.
look? Does she look similar
She looks
to
a lot similar to him.
Daniel?
She looks
Okay, so
similar
she
to
doesn't
her
look
father
like
rather than
Daniel
anyone
and
else.
Daniel.
Does she speak?
Oh, you talk, don't you, Deborah? And you just get the, oh, yes, I talk. Why wouldn't I?
No reason. Okay.
Well, it sounds like little Tom will be taken care of.
Alright. Gonna have someone adopt him. Not gonna be me and Ruth, though. We already got 4 of our own. Sorry, 5 of our own. Keep forgetting.
Oh, you have more children? Are they in
Aye.
school?
No, we got Abel. He works in the stables, young lad. And we got me daughter Deborah. And we got the one I never remember, because he never gets used for anything. 1 second till I remember his name. The most useless character of all, one I've never actually had to use yet.
Redundant, some would say.
Aye.
Happy and out of the way.
That's
Aye.
the other 2 kids.
Aye.
Happy and out of the way.
Happy and out of the way. Right,
Their
one is
older brother Redundo.
One is Melchizedek. He's the one he don't talk about. He's just a young lad. He's about 14. He's currently working with Arthur to cutting down trees. And then the other two are Caleb and Leah, the twins.
Oh, Abel. We met
Aye.
Abel yesterday when we got into town.
How are you,
He's
love?
Yeah.
He's
Tries
a
to
fine
be a
young...
helpful lad. Very clumsy though. Keeps hurting himself.
Oh,
He did mention that.
Aye. Loudest scream of a child you've ever heard when he fell over. I always knew when he'd fallen over. You could hear him halfway across the village.
How?
Aye. Good
Poor
pair of
thing.
lungs on him.
My son used to scream when he was a baby.
Aye. That they do.
just gonna give Sheldon a pat on the shoulder.
I was fine till me I started laughing, then I was like...
Yeah, that's no
Oh.
other input. That's just like just saying that and not elaborating.
I'm absolutely torn between... Sheldon, should we find you a nice comfy chair somewhere?
Well, you can
That
ask
would be
Henry.
nice.
You can ask Henry to make him one if you want.
I don't think we'll be here for very long.
All
Don't
right.
worry, we'll make sure that you're comfortable, Sheldon.
I know what that means. You're withdrawing care.
I think you're mistaken. We are not providing any care to begin with.
I heard the nurses saying that right before I ran away. They're going to make me comfortable.
Oh, you don't want that. Comfort makes you complacent.
Why does it sound like they were about to put down Sheldon? I'm sorry.
About to go to the White Room. You know what happens in the White Room? We don't talk about it.
Lots of great scenes from your childhood.
Oh, jeez.
Sheldon Green is made out of people.
Aye.
Anyway,
Yes, a nice sit down would be good.
Yeah, we'll get you a seat. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Will Seller.
Aye.
Isaiah.
Take care.
So,
Pleasure talking to you.
Right, so you're standing in the market now. At this point, you notice Roderick come over and have a very oddly civil conversation with Isaiah. And you hear Isaiah going, You seem sober. This ain't right. Are you turning over a leaf or something? And Roderick just seems to give some sort of dismissive answer, and he goes, Right, well, if you are actually staying sober, when's the last time you properly ate? We'll get a good meal into you. Deborah will bring food over to you, won't you, Annie? Again, this is the first. Oh, yes, sure. Alright, well, hope you feel better, Roderick, and we'll get some food to you. What do you want to do?
is Roderick still around?
Roderick's just sort of standing around. He's sort of standing slightly awkwardly. But yeah.
These people are really nice to each other.
Yeah.
Apart from wee Tom, but I think he has reason.
He's got his own issues.
Abel said there was a fountain. Can we see that where we are in the
There's
market?
a well in the middle of town.
A well. Okay.
As you look down the well, there's like slats in the side of the inside of one of them. It looks like it leads down into the gloom. And as you look down, there's a very strong smell of iron.
Iron, you say?
Yep.
I'm getting deja vu.
Anybody comfortable with climbing down into a dark, iron-scented well? Because if not, I'm happy to do it.
Sheldon is barely comfortable with a slight incline, so
Fair enough.
Well,
feel free is what I'm saying.
if you're a little bat person, you'll be quite light. So I'm pretty sure I can droopy you down on a rope.
Okay.
I do not want to get my fur dirty with whatever's down there.
All right.
Well, that wool you just bought.
Oh, my wool. This will make a comfy snuggle bed.
That it will.
Yeah, I am very happy to be lowered down into the mysterious depths of a well.
All right.
It's not flowing water, so it's okay for me to be, like, next to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to look down. I don't like deep water. I can't swim. So you're on your own. But yeah, I'll happily toss you down.
All right.
All right.
So are you using a light source, or are you just using the bat's natural sense of sonar?
There's a torch that I could use.
I can hand you one of my candles if you want.
I was about to say, a torch seems a little overkill for a well. I will gladly take a candle, though.
Okay. So you light the candle, begin to get lowered into the well. Everything seems very, very dark, and you can hear the sound of like trickling water, but you can't see anything. And as you get about maybe 3 meters down, your candle suddenly just goes and blows out. It's an odd sense of darkness. Seems to very slowly but deliberately close in on you. What do you want to do?
You were quite roboty during that, I will say.
Is Discord cutting out for anyone else? Because it is being a bit robotic now.
For me, it was.
It's very, very robotic for me. I was having a lot of issues hearing what you were saying about my descent down into
Alright,
the
okay.
well.
Let me quickly just see if I can switch the Discord. I know I looked at it before,
It's
but
still a little bit for me.
let me just quickly see if I can.
It's like it was before, basically.
Yeah.
I'm getting actually. Getting it.
Let me
getting it as well.
just. Oh, that's that. Let me just see if I can do something about that. It's very strange. It used to have a very easy thing you could just try for it, but it doesn't seem to do that. Server regions which affect voice and video quality are now available for each voice channel and determined. Okay, I need to go to the voice channel itself. Okay. Alright, okay.
I think it's a. I think it's a ping issue because I'm at 427 ping on red bar on the.
Yeah, it's going a bit clunky. Yeah, everyone's sounding robotic.
Oh, hold on. Back to
There we
normal.
go. You're sounding a lot better.
There you go. Suddenly back to normal.
Have the robots passed?
Have the robots passed?
Yeah.
Looks like
And it's dropped. It's
Yay.
dropped back up to green for me, so I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something weird happened there. Hopefully it's resolved.
I don't think it's your end. It's probably server side.
Yeah.
I think because we all got ping drops and things.
Yeah. Alright. Okay. Well, if it's working, let's just keep going with it working. What's the last thing you heard, Sam? And we'll go from there.
I was being lowered into the well, and it was vague snippets from there.
Okay. You get lowered into the well as you get roughly around 3 meters down. Your candle suddenly just goes out, and the sense of darkness and foreboding just seems to get stronger and stronger. And although there's not a sense of panic, really, there's a sense that the darkness is very deliberately closing in on you. What would you like to do?
Okay, am I down to the water
No.
level?
You can hear trickling water, maybe about 10 meters away, because it's in a very echoey well chamber. It's it sounds a lot louder than it probably is. But you can't see the water or anything nearby, and you can't even see a glimmer of the water from what little light you do have.
Can I try to use my hearing a little bit to see if I can figure out, like, the space a bit more?
Sure. Let's go.
Like, how far up I am from the water, if there's anything else, like, protruding around me?
Roll awareness. Let's see what kind of feeling you get with this.
Quick question about the game. Do I add my awareness stat to this?
Yes.
Okay,
Just
making
do
sure.
exclamation mark roll space d20 and then plus whatever. It should all be fine as one big line.
20. Ooh.
Just check. Yep. Okay. So you look around. You can't really work out how big the chamber you're in is. I mean, you think it must be pretty claustrophobic because it's feeling pretty claustrophobic. But you have no real idea of how big the chamber is.
Okay. I'm gonna shout up at them to keep lowering me if they can.
What?
Alright.
Oh, we've got plenty of rope.
Lower
What?
the rope!
Never has that sounded more threatening.
Right. So they lower you to maybe about 7 meters down, and you begin to touch water under your feet.
Pull out my bucket.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a bucket of water.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a sniff.
Okay. You are
Does it
still being
smell
lowered
like-
further and further into this water at this stage.
Stop! Stop lowering! Stop lowering!
What?
Alright.
I'm
So,
going to assume that the tabaxi can hear what's being shouted.
right, so you're about, let's say, knee deep in this water. And you've got a bucket full
Okay.
of it now in your hands. What do you want to do?
Does it smell like iron?
It smells
Like-
very strongly of iron.
Okay, I'm going to hold on to my bucket, and I'm going to grab the rope, and I'm going to tug on the rope and say, pull me up.
Alright. I'm
Okay.
assuming that you can just get pulled up because there's no stress or worry about it, so you just get pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
As you get to about, as I said, about 2 meters up, it's like the darkness kind of bursts out of the way, and sunlight almost blinds you as you get pulled out of the well with hope, desperately holding on to this small bucket.
Is there anything strange about the water in my bucket, now that I've got some light that I can see with?
It just seems to be normal water. You look at it, you smell it, it just smells like it's got a very strong smell of iron. But it's just... Okay, sorry. It just seems to be... Yeah, it seems to be plain water as far as you can tell.
Can I do an arcana check
Mhm.
over the strange water?
Mhm.
Because I am suspicious.
Yeah.
No, I suppose I am a cat. I should be suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
You do an arcana check, there is nothing. No sense of magic about the water itself. It just seems to be very strongly iron in the water. But nothing else you can really
Yeah,
tell.
I mean, if it's presumably a stream that runs through the old mine.
Sounded like there was a giant cavern when I was lowered down into there. Also, something funky with the darkness down there. It was like extra dark.
Hmm.
How strange.
Mm-hmm.
Did
I
you
wonder if this well is connected at all to the mines.
Did you try using that candle I gave you?
It went out on the way down.
I'm not meant to do that.
Mm-mm. Which is why I think there's something strange going on with the darkness here. Things are not as they seem in this little town.
Ominous.
Sorry, go ahead.
I
All I
cut
said
you
was
off.
ominous.
Anyways, I have water if anybody's thirsty.
I'm thirsty.
Wait, hold on. Am I being some kind of guinea pig here to see if there is anything funky for the woods?
I don't think Sheldon would notice if he was being a
Either
guinea
way,
pig.
no, either way, I take a drink. Yeah, that's great. Whatever.
Alright.
It's a one
Take a
shot.
drink. The water is oddly refreshing and very earthy.
Oh no.
Does it remind me of any previous times in my life?
It reminds you of your youth spent hiking in mountains.
Fair enough.
You'd walk up the mountain both ways.
To school.
The score was on the top. That's how we knew the strongest would survive.
You know, I think tonight we ought to go check out that mine and see if there's anything suspicious going on up there.
I wonder, the mine might be huge. If the dwarves have had this land as long as they say, then I bet they checked us everywhere before giving up the mine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wonder if maybe there's not still some stuff going on in the mine. I've got a hunch that this cavern that's below the well is connected to the mine, and if that's the case, then it would be easy access to a lower level of it.
Ooh.
Maybe
We see.
covered with magic spooky darkness?
Incidentally, do we see anybody who looks like they need to be rolled down a hill?
No.
Trying to keep us on task, that's all.
Right.
As you're
We're literally here to beat someone up and go home. That's it. Like,
as you're debating what to do, a very important looking carriage arrives. And the locals all look around like, oh. It's not quite a royal carriage, but it's... If someone had never seen one before, it would probably look like it was. It's pretty fancy, and as it stops, a quite large human stands out and says, "I'm here to see Harold." What do you do?
Oh, this
Bye,
must be
Harold.
fun.
So, jackpot. This is someone who's here for a business deal. And he's looking for Harold, who's been flogging gems.
He must work for the dwarf. Perfect.
How round is the man looking for Harold?
He is not very round at all. He's a very he's a sort of strapping young man in human form, as it were. Like very tall and blonde.
No, the round one is who he's working for. So, I'll kind of say, oh, you're looking for Harold. I think he was over at the inn. Last I heard.
Good. Tell him Lord Friedrich of Armadillo is here.
You can tell him yourself.
He gives you a sort of blank look and then goes and just begins to climbs in off the cart and walks towards the inn.
Punchy on the outside.
Is there anybody with...
Sorry.
I think they were all laughing at AJ Sam when you go.
sorry. That's probably... That might not be an ad campaign that made it over to where you are.
I was going to ask, is there anybody still with the carriage?
There's Abel, who you remember from the night before. He seems to be like taking the horses off and caring for them. and there seems to be like a single cart driver. But he just hasn't seemed to have got off the cart. He's just still sitting on it.
Okay.
Wander up. Hello.
Hello.
How did I get here?
Well, not on my cart, so dunno. Do you want
Oh.
a trip?
No, those days are behind me.
Alright.
Yes.
Well, change your mind.
While Sheldon's talking with this dude, I want to go see if I can sneak into the cart while he's distracted.
Okay.
Would you like a candy?
No, I don't take sweets from strangers. I've learned.
That's a good policy. Your parents raised you well.
Well, no, I was raised in the streets by a gang of socially deprived urchins who we robbed and pillaged all we could to get by, but we have morals.
Looks like you've done well for yourself, but I can't approve of your urchin. Like people just want to live their lives and not be terrorized by young whippersnappers.
Oh well, each to their own. I had to sing a song about it.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It was. None of us get old and out.
Yes.
So, while this conversation
Incidentally, how did it go? Incidentally.
So while this car driver badly sings the song to Sheldon,
Yeah.
Coward.
I forgot the name of your character, Sam. Sorry.
Belle.
Belle. Yes, sorry. Belle
Yes.
walks up and opens the door of the carriage. The carriage seems to be relatively comfortable. It looks. If you didn't know better, you would honestly swear it was royalty. But having seen several somewhat kingly carriages in your time from being in any city, you know that this is definitely not royalty.
Okay. Did the guy who got out of the cart, did he leave anything behind in here? Are there any, any bags, any pouches, anything?
You do me an awareness check.
Looking to see if we can pick up any information here.
Alright. You scrounge around in the cart, you find scrunched into a ball and left like trash in the bottom corner, you find a letter addressed, and as you read through it, it basically says, "Dear Frederick, I've got the deal of the century, my boy. I need you to pretend to be a noble and go down to this backwater village called Harrodshire. There's a lot of gems, and you know me, I can put anything into pewter. Everyone likes a gem tankard. So if you go down there, buy all these gems. I'll supply you the money, don't worry." And sort of brackets afterwards, "It's all real money." And then after that it says, "Bring me the gems as quickly as you can. Don't overpay. These people are idiots. They don't understand the cost of money. Love, Phileas Brennan."
You at dinner.
Going to stash that in my clothes and then scamper out of the carriage.
At this point, the cart driver is standing with his arms stretched out, doing the longest out-of-tune note you've ever heard. And he goes, "And that was the finale. So,
Yes.
what do you think?"
Could use some work.
Well, we're only kids, you know.
Yes. not got the experience needed really to quite sort of project, I would imagine.
Oh no, I mean, you know, we never even knew how to hold a note. I mean,
Yes.
when you were in a choir with 8 other boys and all their voices are breaking, it's never the best.
No. Sort of,
I mean, there's some really
I'd
hard
like-
notes, you know, it goes every now and then, and People used to laugh at us. That's how we
like
knew we could steal from them. They laughed at us so we could steal from them.
Yeah, especially that's worked out quite well for you, sounding like someone throwing a bag of cats down a well.
Hey!
Hey, that's a bit, we've got morals, we wouldn't do that.
Oh, no, I'm only talking sound-wise.
But wouldn't that just be a sort of, psh?
Well, you'd know better than I would.
What's
Yeah,
that
it's just
supposed to
that, but a little bit out of tune, I suppose.
mean?
My voice is really wandering all over the old man spectrum, isn't it?
We did try. I mean, he sort of gives you a sort of look up and down like he's trying to assess if you've got any valuables on you. And he goes, well, if you, yeah.
Do I clock this look?
Give him an awareness roll, we'll see.
I think I'll get that. I actually have 3 in awareness.
11.
11.
You clock something and you immediately sort of put your hand in your pockets. The driver
I tuck
sort
my
of
lock.
steps
I
down
make
from
sure my locket is secure
the driver
underneath my
steps
cardigan.
down from the car, walks past you, gently brushes against you, which you don't feel, and then 10 minutes later you're kind of fumbling in the pockets, wondering what's missing, and you see the cart driver sitting there with a bag of, looking at each of these cat-wrapped candies going, what are these?
I would like to pull the pair of surgical scissors that I stole from the nursing home from my pocket and hold them up to the guy and say, no. You better give me those. Give me back my candies.
What's he saying? I think they're worth something.
I offered you one freely earlier and you turned on me as all young people do.
Well, you're treating these like they're worth more. I think I'll keep them.
I gave you your chance.
And I stab him.
Can I make a
At
quick
least
joke?
not a baby
Roll me
this
strength.
Okay, what am I rolling for this?
Roll strength.
Okay, well, it's not terrible.
You put them in your hand and just go into his leg because he's sitting quite high up from you. And he goes, "Ow! What are you doing that for? Get off my leg!" And he swings his leg at you. Let's see what happens. He misses you wildly and blood starts spraying all over you.
Right, I'll
gonna say,
maybe try and
like-
interject myself and get in between the pair of them and be like, come on, lads, let's not be stabbing each other in the street.
He took my Warther's Uniques.
I'll turn to the coach driver and say, can you give the old man his sweets back?
He's a thief, a good-for-nothing thief.
Those candies are worthless.
They're worthless? Well, have them in. He just tosses them at him. They scatter all over the floor.
Oh, good thing they're individually wrapped, but still.
Oh.
Disrespected. Do you know he used to be in a gang?
It definitely looks like it.
Aye, what's
Oh,
that
good.
supposed to mean?
I'm not talking to you, shut up.
But his singing was lovely.
Thank you. See? People appreciate good song.
I think we should gather up our candies.
Yeah, I'm awkwardly and painfully on the ground gathering up my Warther's Uniques. And I'm not happy about this whole situation. It's confirmed a lot of deeply held prejudices I've had about the young.
I'll get down on the ground and be a good representative of the young and help gather up the cans.
I'm keeping an eye to see if I can, or at least see if I can spot the guy who was riding in the carriage. Although I guess it's been long enough that he's probably at the inn by now.
He's gone into the inn quite a while ago.
Is this guy still bleeding?
For
by
the
the way?
operatic number.
Can we see Harold at all?
You saw when you sort of look back as to did you see Harold, you do vaguely remember seeing him scurrying into the inn just after the carriage arrived.
Okay.
All right.
Well, at least we got some of the gems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, after we gather up the candies, I'm gonna kind of like unfurl a wing a little to show you guys the letter that I got a hold of, so the driver doesn't see. Just, you know.
Sneaky.
All right. So you pass the letter around everyone, so everyone can read it.
I want to move away from the bleeding driver first.
Yeah,
The man
yeah.
who's desperately trying to patch his own leg.
Well, he shouldn't have stolen from me.
Did you take the scissors out, or are they still embedded in his leg?
Let's find out. Evens is yes. Odds is no.
One natural
I'm
one.
getting
They
my
broke
get my
in
natural
half.
one out of the way.
You
so
have
there's
ha-
no there.
You have half
Still in
the
his leg.
scissors on you, like one bit of it, and the other bit of scissors embedded in his leg. So you have one scissor blade in your hand now.
If anything, it's more effective like this.
I'm just glad you didn't catch an artery.
My eyesight isn't what it was.
I mean, it's much less messy this way.
I feel like even though I got a 19 on the attack roll, I feel like my aim, like Sheldon doesn't have a lot of power behind him. It was more just like a jab and a slice, maybe.
You even have to jab him in the leg, yes.
Yeah,
Just enough for it to stick.
yeah.
All right.
I don't know whether to reclaim that other half of the scissors or not. I feel like if I go within arm's reach of him, he'll strike me.
Probably with that part of the scissors, yes.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Well, it's like you said, you now have a more usable scissor, now that it's
Yeah.
just a blade.
Yeah.
You can sing
So,
the one-armed scissor song.
So long as that guy doesn't sing it, we'll be fine.
Okay. So,
So we're reading this letter.
Yeah.
You can see like Saturn's like fur starting to stand on end in irritation, reading about how they're ripping off these villagers who are too poor to know any better. Because it just seems like one dwarf's as bad as the other.
honestly, yeah, they both seem like they suck, and I'm kind of wondering, like, you know, other than the fabulously large bag of gold.
Which he's already given us, to be fair.
Did he already give it to us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he said
yeah.
there's more to come if we do the job. I think.
But it was
On
quite a
more
big,
on completion.
Yeah.
I think was
but it was
the
quite a big bag of gold. I mean, we could even leave the village a share and go.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay.
So the other dwarf is buying all the gems that he can for as low of a cost from someone who doesn't know the value.
Yes.
And our original boss man was upset that someone was buying his gems for a really low price.
Yes.
Or
Because he wanted to get them from the villagers for free. because it was found on his land, so it already belongs to him.
And we're just supposed to beat up a dude?
Yeah.
Was it Harold we were meant to beat up?
No,
Do you guys
Harold is the one who is somehow acquiring the stones.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, please don't tell me we have to beat up Harold. I don't want to beat up Harold.
No.
Yeah.
But there's still Old Tom died in a really weird way, and it's full of creepy children.
Yeah.
I think
Or
that's
we
just that's not related to the gems, surely.
Unless,
I mean, who knows?
unless we find creepy children in the mines.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a safe place for children.
I mean, they're already sitting in a circle and pointing. Why not
That's
put them
bad
in mine?
enough. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So as this is beginning to tick on to the end of the time slot, the choices for afternoon, going to afternoon. As the stream freezes while I look at this other one. The choices for time slot. This one, I just realised I was where am I on my page and realised because I scrolled up to find the name of that person. Time slot for the inn, the sort of school barn area, staying at the market or going to the mine.
I do wonder if we ought to go to the mine now.
I feel like going to the mine is more of a nighttime activity. You know, when shady stuff happens.
I mean, it's going to be dark either way. We're in a mine.
Yeah. At least we have candles.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got some torches if need be.
I also have an oil lamp. I kind of loaded up on fire things.
I'm staying away from you.
I mean, if we go to the inn, we can try and eavesdrop on this deal that's going down.
I mean, we could. Or we could just walk in and smack the guy over the head.
Up done.
That's an option.
Oh, we could let old Sheldon scold him. Give him a right thrashing.
I've already stabbed someone today. I'll do it again.
No, not with the knife. Verbal.
Don't make old Sheldon cut.
Just an old man with a scissor.
Old man with a tiny blade. Yep.
It counts as a dagger on my stats. Making this character sheet work for me.
Okay, yeah, we could do that.
I can go in and threaten a dude if you want.
I think probably our best shot is to go now while the dude's still there, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Dealing with Harold.
Yeah, we want to
Or having
interrupt
to
this
deal with
deal if
Harold.
we're going to do anything, I think.
Okay. Let's go interrupt this deal then.
All right.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
We'll leave the creepy children to be creepy children for now.
All right.
I've got my eyes on you.
You wander up to the inn, and as you walk in, you notice in the back corner Harold, who is, even from this far across the room, which is as far away as you can get from him, you can tell he's sweating profusely. And the man opposite him is the man in finery. At this point, the barman goes, "Hello there. You back for lunchtime? You want some food?"
Ooh, food sounds good.
Yeah. Let's get something to eat and a table next to them.
All right. So you sit yourself down. She brings you your food, takes some coinage for it, and all that. And at this point, you can hear Harold because he's not very quiet. Going, I mean, we've got 10 bags. Will that be enough? And he says, I can only pay maybe 2 gold a bag. Oh, but there's like 50, 60 gems in each bag. No, really? Okay, well, maybe we can go to 3. Oh, all right, okay, that sounds quite a good deal. Yes, but buying in bulk, maybe we should reduce it down a little bit. Oh, if you're taking all of them, then yeah, as long as you're paying us lots. What do you want
What
to do?
a rip-off!
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
Exclaim very loudly so both of them hear me.
Sorry. One gold at a time. One gold a bag.
Oh, no. No, Harold. This is not how you negotiate.
Don't worry about them. They're just ungrateful. They don't have the gold to throw around. I mean, I've got a plentiful supply of gold to give you for this. How about we settle and I give you this nice big bag of gold? And he takes out this bag and puts it on the table. It looks maybe about 100 gold, if that, there. You see Harold's eyes are massive. Like he's never seen so much money. Any reaction?
Hey, old Sheldon, how much did gems go for back in your day?
Oh, well.
On the spot.
Back in my day, well, what we used to do, it was in old money, you've got to remember. So, what you do, you put your hand in the gem hole, you grab a fistful, and you take it to the gem master at the front of the mine, and you say, "What do you give me for this, old Jack?" And he'd say, "Come on, man, you really gotta, you gotta take what are you gonna get for this?" And it's 15 gold per gem, he'd say. And we'd say, "Jack, that's very reasonable. I'd
See?
like to invite you around for dinner to my place. My wife and my son would love to see you." And of course, this is before the incident, so everything was fine.
Thank you, old Sheldon. Thank you. Anyways, point proven. You're ripping this dude off, even with a bag that big. And that was old day money. Did you hear him?
Yes, but the value of gems has dropped a little since then. I mean, it's not as valuable as people say. I mean, gems are everywhere. I mean, look, gems are everywhere. They're not worth as much as they used to be.
It's still worth more than, what, 2 gold a gem?
Who gold a bag of gems?
2 gold a bag of gems.
Well, yes, we're paying over that for this. I mean, if he's got 10 bags, we're paying him almost 10 gold a time. I mean, that's massive markup.
I would like to try to sneakily open the bag of gold that's on the table and just check whether everything that's in there is actually gold coins.
Do me an alchemy roll.
So what would that be?
Alchemy.
Alchemy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have alchemy.
Spotting real gold from purest green is alchemy.
No, that would be transmuting it.
All right. You pick one coin out that looks surprisingly dark. When you tap it on the table, and it starts to bend as you tap it on the table. It's kind of clearly lead.
This isn't even a good fake gold coin.
Who would try and do it in fake gold? I mean, come on.
You're not even
You,
the local.
apparently.
I am the Lord Duke of Armadillo.
Where is Armadillo?
Oh, it's over the sea.
Show
I'm here
us
on
the way
business.
to Armadillo.
Wait, what did you say?
Well, you know, every night you have to cuddle a straw doll and wish of home. Yes.
I didn't pick a straw doll. I picked 2 forms of lighting equipment.
You never find Armadillo then.
Oh.
Well, That's fine. I'm not convinced it even exists.
I mean, could you say you've been everywhere?
I'm a cat. Of course I know everything.
I'll stand up and rest my gigantic hand on his shoulder. See, the jig's up.
No, I'm Frederick, Lord of Armadillo. You can't treat Armadillo like this. We'll declare war.
On a wee village?
Yes. Principles. Don't want a war. No.
I eagerly await your armies.
There could only be a war if someone survives to go back to tell them.
He narrows his eyes and goes.
She says that, I'll squeeze his shoulder.
He narrows his eyes towards you and goes, you wouldn't dare.
I'll keep squeezing.
And she pops out her claws one by one.
I've already stabbed your coachman.
What? What do you mean you've... What do you mean you've stabbed my coachman?
He had it coming.
He gets up and he goes, this is outrageous. I come here on goodwill, giving you all this gold for these pathetic gems, and this is how you treat me?
Fake gold. You're a swindler. You're ripping them off.
No. I demand that these bags of gems are put on my carriage at once, and I'm going to leave this place.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I'm gonna pull out the letter.
You have specific instructions here to rip off this town, jerk.
No, that's written to some other Frederick.
Some other Frederick of Armadillo. Yeah, I didn't think so, buddy.
Yes, there's a long line of Fredericks of Armadillo. Could easily be my father.
But it was with you in your coat.
Yes, but it's my father's coach.
Pretty sure it's a coach for hire. But okay.
At this point, Harold's eyes are going, we don't want to piss off the long line of armadillos.
There is no armadillos.
What? But they live over the sea.
He's lying to you, Harold.
But he pulls out the candy that he got from the night before and says, how about these? These are valuable, aren't they? How about one of these for the gems? And you see Frederick looking at them going, what is this? Picks it up and looks and goes, I've not seen this in a long time.
Did your grandfather give them to you as well?
He did, yes, but I don't know what value they have anymore.
Sentimental.
Maybe.
Now I'm the grandfather. At least I might be. I haven't seen my son in a long time.
He rolls the candy around his fingers and he goes, this reminds me of being on my grandfather's knee.
Yes.
Like an armadillo, aye.
Aye, yes. These were imported armadillo, very expensively, I remember. Maybe they're worth something now.
Very reasonable price, I found.
Maybe we should talk about importing them to Armadillo.
There is no armadillo.
Or, just as a suggestion, you could fuck off. Take your fake money and your stabs coachman and leave.
Oh, no. He doesn't need to remove the fake money. Or at least, not the coins that are genuine.
How dare you?
Let's see.
Armadillo won't stand for this.
What was they going to do? Roll into a ball?
Our defensive techniques are legendary.
They get their knights to roll up into a ball and shoot them out of cannons.
The
That
spiked
Asterix
armor
thing.
of the Armadillo division is beyond compare.
Unfortunately, you can then just roll them back down a hill.
The problem is not rolling them down the hill. The problem is getting them back up again.
Have you ever been rolled down a hill?
Of course I have. I'm Armadillian.
Have you seen a man that you could roll down a hill?
Well, many back in Armadillo, yes. He tries to get up, but the arm on his shoulder is preventing him.
Mm-hmm.
You think we should see if this one rolls down a hill?
You have no hill steep enough to worry an Armadillian.
But there's probably a cliff around here somewhere.
There's definitely the mine.
There's
That's
absolutely
not a hill.
well.
That's not a hill.
I'm sure it's sloped.
You see the genuine panic in his eyes start to fester at the thought of there being rolled down the mine.
Well, if you don't want to be tied up and rolled down into the mine, how about you leave? The landowner knows what's going on.
Fine. And he gets up, but sort of puts his hand up to his shoulder as if grimacing with how much pain it's in, and goes, Harold, it's the last time. Take my deal or I leave right now. What's
Don't
happening?
do it,
name, Harold.
Harold.
It's not worth it, Harold.
But
You
if we
can
don't
pay
get
your
money,
rent
we
as
can't pay Harold.
But you can pay your rent in the gems.
But he said gems aren't worth anything anymore.
We'll speak to the landowner.
Oh, okay. And then at this point, you see a sort of very look on the face of Frederick, who walks out. You see him fighting with his coachman, who's currently bleeding and looking very pale.
Literally fighting with him. So he goes out and
just gonna like get back on the cart. We're leaving.
Oh, right, okay.
I can't. I'm bleeding. It's not stopping. The wound's not stitching. Get on the cart, man.
Ain't nobody steals old Sheldon's candies and gets away with it.
Get knife,
Satin
son.
sticks her head out the door and is like, you need to put pressure on the wound.
I have been.
Maybe he's a hemophiliac. I didn't think about this. Well, he'll be
Sure.
fine.
I'm sure he'll be all right.
Yeah.
So as
Don't worry about it.
the man leaves, Harold looks panicked and goes, so what's going on then?
Nothing you need to worry about just now.
Should I go and get the gems?
Wait, should we ask him if he can take us to the gems?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he looks like a deer in headlights. Like he just doesn't know what to do. He's just sort of like looking around. It's like his brain's overthinking, but his mouth can't keep up.
Out here, we call that move the AJ DMing.
Is it in post?
Fix it in post.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just show us where you find the gems.
Oh, okay. I'll thank you. So the time slot ends. Your choices. I will tell you, even though I know probably where you're going to go, but I'll tell you what the choices are now. The choices are the inn, the market, or the mine.
The mine.
Oh.
I'm assuming that's where he's taking us.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mine. Right, just before we do this time slot, I'm going to very quickly go and grab myself another drink because this one's nearly done.
Alrighty.
So we'll just take another 2-minute break. So we're back in 2 minutes, folks. We're going to use the other beer at back screen. But yeah, 2 minutes, we're back. Alrighty, we are back. I have myself a rather large bottle of wine brew. I'm happy. So, while I pour myself this, you're on your way to the mines. Harold seems he seems very deep in thought as he's walking you to the mine. And as you get to the mine, so enters the mine itself, he turns to you and goes, do you need to know how many there are, or will this be enough? And he gestures, and behind the entrance of the mine is these like 10 sacks of filled to the brim of these massive fist-sized gems.
Well, that's
I think that would probably be enough to buy this land several times over. It's okay. Don't worry, Harold. It's okay.
So, will this do then? I don't have to take you any further.
Is there something in the mine you don't want us to see?
No.
Yeah, audio's gone a bit screwy for me.
Has it gone a bit screwy?
Yeah.
Just Harold repeating the word no over and over again for about 2 minutes.
Right. Okay. It's fine now. Yeah. So I don't know. Just
It's fine. It's just Discord being a bit weird.
yeah.
You still here, Sam? You're looking a bit confused.
Yeah. Is there something bad in the mines?
No. Why would there be anything bad in the mines? No.
So in that case, you won't mind if we go and have a look.
Okay. Just staring really, like, weirdly at you in a very kind of, like, he looks like he might run way.
You know, we'll need someone to guide us around, though, Harold.
I'm not a good guide. I'm a digger. I'm not a finder.
You're a digger. Like-
Yeah.
Have you been digging in the mines?
No.
Not even a little?
No.
And where did the gems come from?
The mine. The mine. Yeah, the mine.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad thing if there were gems being found in the mine.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Look. This is bag of 10 gems here. Yeah. Why don't we take these?
You know, why don't we go take a look in the mine, Harold?
Well,
Why don't you go show us where you've been digging out the gems?
he looks quite deflated and then just kind of goes. Right then. He turns around and walks. He walks about 20 meters down one of the long corridors, and then when he gets to the end, he like bangs on the wall a couple of times, and then there's a sudden like click, and then there's like a sort of like a door opening next to you. He goes, we found it in here.
Lighting a torch. Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming this whole place is dark.
Yes, it's very dark. You open the door, and inside there is a massive. It's like a massive burial chamber, complete with sarcophagus in the middle, canopic jars shattered on the floor, other things just looks like other sort of paraphernalia shattered around the floor, and all the walls are lined corner to corner with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gems. Only there's one side that seems to be mostly like removed, and that seems to be what's filled the bags outside.
Hey,
Hey, we're not
Harold?
dealing with some kind of tomb curse.
Harold?
No, there's nobody. We checked. There's nobody.
Harold, did you know old Tom?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
But it's a very small village. You must have known him.
maybe.
Did you hear about... When was the last time that you've spoken with old Tom?
Today. Yesterday lunchtime. We spoke. We had a meeting. Odessa will back me up. He was there.
I can't ask the questions I want to ask in character.
You can find a way, AJ. I believe in you.
No, they're too coherent for old children. That's the problem. I've role-played myself into a corner here.
So, you didn't hear what happened to Tom then?
What happened to Tom?
Well, when we arrived last night, we found him. He was dead.
What? His eyes
Yeah.
just go really wide, and you just look. You see him glance at the doorway, and then look back at you, then glance at the doorway again.
He was
I'll
working.
sidestep to fill the doorway.
Mhm.
And yeah, like, it was the damnedest thing. It looked like something that just sucked the life right out of him.
What? But how?
Looked like he'd been dead for 100 years. Or maybe more.
But that's not possible. He was alive yesterday. We met in food.
I've had plenty of friends who were alive one minute, and the next thing you know, there they are.
Did they also become mummies?
Only the ones who were mothers.
Did they become what, Harold?
Nothing.
Looking around this room that we're in,
Mhm.
are there any open, like, tombs? Any open sarcophagus? Sarcophagi?
There's one single sarcophagus in the middle, and it is shut.
Doesn't have any kind of ancient Hom Dai curse written on it.
It's got lots of inscriptions written on it.
Anybody know about magic?
Well,
'Cause I do not know about magic.
I have a 2 in linguistics. Can I take a read and see
have
if I recognize
lore as well?
any of it? I have I have a 0 in lore.
You could read
I
it,
have
but it
lore.
wouldn't make any sense to you.
Well, that's Sheldon. No, I can't. With that 4.
Is that 4? Oh God, no.
Yeah.
You read it and go, it seems to be talking about keeping young people out. I agree with this.
I do agree with this.
Anybody here know how to, I guess, read this or maybe see if there's anything magical going on with this? Whole thing doesn't seem to sit right.
I mean, I do have a quick idea. Which is to ask Harold if he has opened it. Opened the sarcophagus that's sitting there.
Well, we opened it to make sure there was nothing there, and there wasn't anything there.
Did you break the jars?
They were broken when we got here.
Okay.
Look, we didn't break anything apart from the mirror.
A mirror? Where was the
7.
mirror?
Shit, no, no, it was broken when we got here as well. Never mind.
Okay.
Well, where was it then?
He just points a very shaking finger on top of the sarcophagus, and you see, lying half on the sarcophagus, half on the floor, is the shattered remnants of a very large, let's say very, very obviously evil-looking mirror. Like a pane of glass, but with very interesting inscriptions done all around it.
What happens when people buy evil mirrors?
Mm.
Tell them every
Can
time.
I-
Don't buy that mirror. It looks evil. But no.
Can I try an arcana check?
You can, yes.
One of those moments where I'm like, I don't know if I want the answer or not.
The entire room is emitting such a strong sense of magic that you can't feel anything.
I'm sure that's fine.
Everywhere, it's all magic. Everything in here is magic.
That's nice of you
What
to
happened?
say.
What happened when you broke the mirror, Tom? Harold.
Well, the face said thank you.
Face in the mirror?
Yeah, the guy with the big face thingies.
Face thing?
Yeah, the
Ah,
big
with the
pointy
big
things
face.
in his face. Yeah,
Like-
he appeared and he said blah, 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 and then there was a little voice translating for him that said, "I want out," and we ignored him. And then when the mirror broke, he said thank you.
Oh dear.
That doesn't
What?
sound great.
What?
Oh no.
Just a mirror. I think he was pleased. He sounded happy.
How many mirrors have things living inside them?
I've never thought about that before.
Oh,
Surely a couple.
Well, apparently this one.
Oh, he's not there anymore.
No shit.
Did you see where he went? Did he get up and leave?
No, he was there, doing his usual, like, this on the glass, and then he wasn't there anymore.
Hmm.
He just seemed to like rubbing his nails on the front of the glass. I think he really wanted them to get cut because they were really long and they seemed to be leaving slight indents.
Hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I remember what it's like when I had let my nails get too long and they got caught and ripped off by that tree. It's horrible pain. I can only imagine how uncomfortable it was for him.
Ow.
Let's see.
So, Harold unleashed some kind of evil mirror spirit from a mummy's tomb.
A dwarven mummy's tomb.
Mm.
And this room's full of magic.
Mm-hmm.
And they took a whole bunch of gems out of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then something desiccated old Tom.
Mm-hmm. While we wait,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, while we wait, I think Harold should maybe start putting some of these gems back in the wall.
Oh, but they just fell off,
Harold?
first of all. I mean, look at this. And he just pokes one on the wall and it just crumbles off and lands at your feet. See? It's like they're asking to be taken off.
Were you the only one who found this place, Harold?
Oh,
Who else?
I didn't find it. Arthur found it.
So Arthur and Henry are involved in this as well.
No, just Arthur.
Just Arthur.
He hasn't told it. Well, he might have told Henry, but Arthur found it, and he told me, and I said we could sell the gems and make money. And he asked if that would pay for Abby, and I said yes.
And old Tom was involved as well.
Well, we first took them. We brought them to Tom, and he said there's all these scratches in them, and we didn't know what to do about it. And I remember we had a merchant telling us that would lower the value. So we asked Tom to sort of buff them out, and that's what he did. And then we'd sell the buffed up versions.
Can I
So-
have a look and see if I can see some of these scratches?
Yeah, it's on all of them. Look, and he points at one on the wall, and you notice that each of the gems have what looks like very strong indentations scratched into each of the faces. It's
They
definitely
just
some.
indentations. Are
It's
they
definitely
symbols?
some sort of writing. It just looks very old, very ancient script.
Seems an expensive way of writing things down.
Yeah, I mean,
Harold?
you'd have to carry all these rocks with you if you wanted to make a list. It'd be terrible.
Harold, do you still have all the rocks?
Well, no, because we took 2 bags away first of all, then we sent riders out with them to see if they could sell anywhere, and then we had. He sort of looks like he's troubled as he doesn't know if he wants to say any more to you about something. He looks like he wants to tell you, but he's definitely trying to keep it back. And then he goes, so yeah, that's all.
Maybe we should put the bag back that we got from you last night, Harold.
Oh, but
I don't think that putting them back is going to fix it unless we have all of them.
I mean,
No, but
look, they're not going to miss all the gems. I mean, look at them. I mean, there's not that many. And you look on most of the walls. Most walls seem like it's got like maybe 500 gems a wall. Was one wall that has maybe about 30 left on it.
Mm.
The other 3 are all mostly full. There's a couple missing from it, but mostly full.
I don't want to be involved in these gems anymore. That's all. I paid for them with my War of the Uniques, so they're mine. I don't want any paper trail.
So,
Just gonna put the bag of gems that we have in a corner.
There we go.
Yeah.
okay. So, the gems are cursed. Or there's something magical about them that removing them has done something bad?
Presumably.
There's no curse. I mean, if there's a curse, something bad would happen.
Well,
Something bad did happen.
we found
Tom's
old...
fucking dead.
Yeah, but that might just be circumstance.
It does
never
happen
seen
quite
it
often. People.
like that.
Well, I mean, spontaneous thing might happen. I mean, people catch on fire randomly.
Yeah.
Do people catch on fire randomly?
Well, there's a rumor from the girl that worked the inn last summer that she said that she was staying 2 villages over. There was a man who caught fire spontaneously. It happens.
Well, discounting spontaneous human combustion or spontaneous human desiccation, what else, might have occurred around the time that would lead to someone having all of their liquids removed?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Right.
Henry saw him. Henry saw old Tom after he died.
But
he could probably tell you if it was a normal death or not.
Well, we could ask Henry. Yes.
Yeah, let's go and speak to Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He sort of looks at the doorway and then looks back at you as if it's like, is it safe to run to the doorway now?
I'll step out of the doorway.
Alright, so Harold Harold walks through and very obviously lets a massive sigh of relief as he walks out. And then just keeps on walking towards the village.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, as we're getting into the night slot, so your choice is staying at the mine, going to the market, or the inn. There seems to be a big collection of people in the market for the. It looks like they've got a funeral pyre, and they're burning the remnants of Tom.
Sure, this can only go well.
Do you think Henry will be there?
I'm going to keep as far away from that giant thing of fire as possible.
I'm tired.
I'm sure we
Right,
can
then.
get you a seat next to the fire.
Not too close. Don't want to burn my dressing gown.
100% polyester. It melts easily.
Well, I think we should definitely go find the other 2 people that were working with old Tom and Harold on this.
Yeah.
See how they're doing.
Whether they're still
Alive.
I was trying to think of a way of saying full of liquids.
Juicy.
Without
Well, they've still got the liquid core inside.
Not sure any of them I would describe as juicy.
Still a couple of big wet boys.
Oh, that's awful.
Apologise.
Alright, let's go find our juicy boys.
All right. It looks like there's a large gallery of people in the market. Are you going to just go to the market, or are you going to go?
Yeah, I think market.
Yeah, we'll go to the
keep an
market.
eye out for a couple of moist lads.
All right. So you go to the market and you see there's a bunch of villagers standing around. You do notice at this point there's 2 pyres rather than just the one,
That can't be good.
and most of them seem to be standing around. You notice Henry and Arthur standing next to each other. What do you want to do?
Ask around and find out who's on the second pyre.
Yeah.
You
Wonder if it's the coachman.
You ask a couple of folk, and one of them goes, "Oh, it's a really horrible thing here. Roderick was found. He was, dried up. Something happened to him."
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
We're not sure what happened. I mean, we can't. You haven't seen Deborah, have you? Isaiah's daughter. She's not been here for a while. No one's really known what's happened to her.
We saw her earlier, I think. One of these young people.
Oh yeah, it'll be her. She last thing we know, she went to give food to Roderick, but Roderick's here.
Where's Roderick's house?
Oh, it's over there. He points to the edge of the market, and you see this very run-down house.
Mm.
Was he found inside his house?
Oh, he was found, bluntly, beneath all them bottles of empty bottles of whiskey. He was found there, in a crumpled state.
It sounded like he was very dried out to me.
Aye. We all thought he'd dry out in the whiskey sense, but no, he ended up dried out and think. Maybe that's some kind of irony, I don't know.
Mm.
Okay, so whatever it was at something happened at Old Tom's. Then the next day something happened at Roderick.
Mm-hmm.
And now one of the young women is missing. So both of these houses are fairly relatively close to each other. Like, it's not that big a village.
Mm.
Hmm.
I mean, we should probably go and speak to Henry and Arthur. I would imagine if they were also some of the ones... Well, I guess it's not necessarily the ones who find it that seem to be dying. So it's not like a tomb curse or anything like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, they haven't disturbed mold or bacteria or something that's then infected them.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to metagame out of character is the thing.
Ah.
I think,
Very hard to not lead anything.
yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, something's happening. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like these guys are just like all of a sudden, mummified.
Something's doing it to them.
I don't know if we
Yeah.
get any information about Roderick by going to his house.
Hmm.
It's okay,
I think it might be worth.
I think it's just next to the location. You can go there if you want.
That'd be worth looking.
You know what? Actually, let's go take a look at that because I'm not sure about his connections to all of this. And maybe he left behind some sort of hidden stash of gemstones, or maybe there was some sort
Like
of
some kind of clue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some other signs of forced entry or anything that we could see.
All right.
Mhm.
I clutch my previously unmentioned pillow that I've been carrying around with me.
Okay.
Remembered I put Feather's bag of then on my inventory, which I'm choosing to interpret as a pillow.
It sounds like a pillow. Definitely sounds like a pillow.
Yeah.
All right. You walk towards Roderick's house. You notice the door is lying open. There's a key in the door, and you notice that the flower pot has been knocked over next to the door.
Oh no.
As you open the door, there is an immediate smell of, let's just say, very musty, lots of very dried out alcohol and death.
Oh,
And
I
rot.
don't like the smell of death. I'm too young to die.
So
Okay,
immediately
we'll have a
when
bit
you...
of a.
Wait, sorry, there you go.
I was just going to say, we'll have a bit of a poke around. We'll try and not disturb anything too much, but we'll see what we can see.
All right. You immediately see the floor is littered with hundreds and hundreds of empty bottles. And as you walk through what would be normally the living room, you see that there's obviously a path someone's cleared to try and walk through. And as you get to where the kitchen is, you see discarded on the floor the remains of what looks like food someone was carrying on a plate that seems to be smashed on the floor. It seems and smells very recent compared to everything else. And there's a mark on the floor where it looks like obviously there was a very dusty body lying that's been picked up and moved from there.
Are there, like, at any other... Is there another entryway into this house? Like, do they have a back door? Is there a window nearby where the smashed plate is?
There's one window, it looks like it's been broken and badly sealed up.
Okay.
Recently, or?
It looks like it's been done a while ago, but the wind and any kind of weather has taken to it quite badly.
Right. Any footprints?
There's a couple of muddy footprints leading to and from the front door. They seem to be, as I said, just leading back and forth between. It looks like one chair that he stayed in a lot. When you check the upstairs of his house, it looks like from the dust on the floor and the way it is, and your immediate footprints on it, it looks like no one's gone upstairs in a long time.
Okay. A sort of quick look around chair area for anything that isn't a bottle, I guess.
The only thing you find on the floor next to the chair looks like a wedding ring.
Oh yes, he was married to the bar lady, wasn't he?
At one point.
Not quite sure what to do.
Yeah. So presumably he was surprised in the middle of making or eating dinner. So something's rushed in.
Well, Deborah's still missing. She was bringing him food, and we've only found one body.
Oh, yeah.
They found him. We have a shattered plate. And another missing person. That's the bit about this that's not clicking quite right.
What if Deborah did this? Children are known to break and enter into houses and do harm to the inhabitants within, especially like there's all this booze here.
She seemed nice enough when we met her.
That's how they get you.
Or maybe she got scared. What if she ran away?
Is there, like, nearby tree line out by this house?
Maybe out the back door there would be.
Gonna go poke my head out the back door.
Alright. Look at the back door. The grass seems undisturbed. There's no sign there's been anything coming or going this way.
So Deborah has learned how to hover. Her powers grow by the minute.
These children putting points into hovering. Not a good
These
education.
days.
Curse these min-max children. They've got no decks, but they can hover.
Unless you ran out the front.
Unless she ran out the front.
Seems unlikely to me. Not with those hovering abilities.
Leave. You said the window that was busted, is it still covered or is it open?
It's covered enough that only something like something small could get in, like maybe a rat. Not big enough. Definitely not big enough a person could get in.
My spider theory is actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold up. A mummifying spider?
However, you know what else could fit through that gap?
What?
A draft.
Ah, yes. The cold draft of death.
Yes, see? The true killer. A night chill. Again, there's character voices all over the fucking place.
Do you suppose that Deborah is some sort of evil shapeshifter?
It fits all the clues.
Except we don't know that Deborah visited old Tom.
Yeah.
Do we?
Nobody
We don't know,
mentioned
actually.
about him having a visitor.
Who's Deborah's
Yeah.
husband again? Wasn't it Henry?
No.
No.
No, Deborah's Isaiah's daughter.
Oh.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
almost
right,
like-
she's the creepy child.
No.
No. She's the normal
Wait.
child.
Deborah.
She was
Deborah's the
the normal
15-year-old,
child that sold me the wool.
Okay.
sort of middle child of because Abel's her older brother, and then her younger brother's Melchizedek, and then below that's the twins.
But she taught.
Yeah,
Not very
she's the one that
happily,
spoke
but
to
she
you when
did
you were
talk.
at the wool vendor.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I should have been asking questions instead of making jokes for the past 3 hours.
Would it have made any difference?
Hasn't in previous years.
At least you're not asking to be paid in birthday cake this year.
I forgot about that. Still wait for that cake, by the way.
Okay, we should maybe go and ask around
Yeah.
about Deborah. See
Yeah.
if we can find anything out. Especially since everyone's still outside in the same place.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
We
I
also
have-
need to talk to the two people who are also in on the whole gem thing, because they might be next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the most important, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Let's go to.
Yeah. We'll go talk
Okay.
to Henry and Arthur.
All right. And so you walk out, and you find the two of them standing. Arthur's got his arm around Henry. As you approach, he goes, "Hello. It's a shame what happened to Roderick, innit?"
Yeah. Really is.
You know,
Big shame.
he's a sad story, is Roderick. Ain't it, Arthur? Aye. You say that again. So, how are you been? How's your trip been? I'm sorry it's been so, depressing with everyone dying.
We've been learning plenty of interesting things.
Oh, that's good. I mean, Apologies, that,
Yeah.
people keep dropping dead when we've had villagers. It's the first time we've had this many deaths.
Yeah. Do you think it might have something to do with the old tomb that he's uncovered down in the mine?
What tomb? I don't know anything about a tomb. Do you know anything about a tomb, Arthur? Well, I don't know anything about a tomb.
That's not what Harold says.
Harold? I ain't spoke to Harold in weeks. You speak to Harold more, Arthur. What's he been saying?
Oh, but you do know Arthur, don't you? You just don't want to say. No, that looked very guilty.
Arthur? What are you going all pink for? What's wrong? You're not telling me.
Maybe he stood too close to the fire.
Well, Arthur, you got to be telling me this. And you just see this like frantic shaking of the head, like no. He's like, what's been going on, Arthur?
Well, according to Harold, Arthur here found a tomb down under in the old mine full of gemstones and creepy magic mirrors with evil spirits in them.
Did you
Isn't that
find
right?
that, Arthur? He seems sort of begrudgingly seem to accept it. And he goes, what's this about a magic mirror? But you do know about these gemstones, and he just nods very sadly. Well, is this Harold's big deal then? I mean, I know he's got something going on, but I'm not being told much. So, is this Harold's big new make money scheme? Well, what's he trying to do? At this point, you see Arthur will look around and then leans in and he goes, look, I don't want to talk, because they'll just laugh at me. So I need you to tell them that, I found the gems, but, it's nothing important. It's just to make money for Abby. It's nothing more than that. And he goes, alright, okay. Well, Arthur's whispers something to me, and he don't talk. He's mute. He don't talk. But he said that, he found the gemstones, but he was only selling them for his daughter, which I think's commendable.
I mean,
I don't think anyone had bad intentions.
Mm-mm.
At this point, Arthur, you see kind of give a look from other things about Harold, but yes, carry on.
Okay, I don't think Arthur had any bad intentions.
But that doesn't change that people are getting shriveled. So,
I mean, it's quite
Yeah,
clear
unless-
this. Not seen anyone get shriveled like this before. Did you ever work out what it was?
How long ago did the mirror break?
What mirror? Arthur, what mirror are they talking about? And again, you see him lean down and goes, look, I don't know anything about a mirror. All I know is we took the big gem out, brought it to Tom. That's all I know. Well, Arthur's told me that you don't know anything about a mirror.
We
So-
believe him.
He doesn't say a word. He's still giving us more information than Harold did.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's lovely, ain't he? But he don't talk. That's the one problem I have with him. But then again, neither does our daughter, so it's all right. I mean, look at them, and he gestures. You see 5 kids sitting in a circle next to the bonfire. The albino child is in the middle. The rest of them all look almost identical, except their different hair color, and they seem to be sitting in a almost perfect circle around her. See, they're getting on really well.
Are they creepily pointing at the one in the middle?
They're not pointing; they're just looking at the one in the middle.
Okay. Either way, it's still pretty creepy.
I don't like that.
No.
Sheldon doesn't like it on general principle.
They are
General
under 35.
These children are clearly collaborating.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Something's up. I don't know what. Again, like I say, try not to metagame. Well, not so much metagame, but like my character is an old dude who doesn't know where he is, really.
Yep. I mean, you could say what you're thinking and someone else could ask, AJ. Say.
I want chocolate pudding.
Oh, it'd be a real nice weather for that, wouldn't it?
Have you got any chocolate pudding?
No.
Oh.
Mm.
I think I'll have a sit down.
Okay.
I'll just kind of sit on the ground
You sit
in
down.
a position that those of you who look at me can tell you're going to have to help me up.
You sit down. All the children turn to look at you as one, and then just turn back again, almost in sync.
Don't like that.
What, do they just have some sort of claim to sitting?
They haven't got, I don't see their name on this.
On this ground.
Yeah.
I can
You
see
can't
why
sit-
they freaked Tom out.
You can't sit with a shoulder.
Yeah.
At this point, you hear throughout the crowd, you hear this immense sobbing sound start from the other side of town near the inn.
That can't be good.
That'll be young Tom.
Are you sure it's young Tom?
As you sort of hear it get louder and louder, it is indeed young Tom, who seems to be clutching a bundle next to his chest and wailing, a very high pitched and sobbing with tears running down his face.
I'm gonna go see what's up with young Tom.
As you get close to him, he just looks at you and goes, "They killed Terry!"
They killed who?
He points at the group of kids, goes, "They killed Terry!"
Who's Terry?
He squeezes the bundle in his arms tighter and goes, "They killed Terry!"
Can I take a look at Terry?
He relaxes his arms a little bit and you see, wrapped up amongst blankets, seems to be the desiccated form of a small animal.
Oh no.
He's pointing at the children, did you say?
Yeah. He's pointing at the children
I
that are
knew
sitting in
it.
the circle. And as
All
the point,
along.
they seem to all look at him as one, and then all look away at the same time.
Did he see them do it?
They did it. They must have done it. It's the same as my grandfather. They killed Terry.
When did this happen? Did this happen just now?
I just found him.
Where was he?
He was by the inn. I know it's him because he had this, and he holds up a very dusty cat collar.
Are there any gemstones in the collar?
Nope.
Shoot.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
I was about to say, aha, a clue.
Aha!
No.
Anybody wearing a gemstone better take it off now or prepare to get completely moisture sucked. Probably a better term for that.
Such a great way with words, AJ.
I'm a poet
Yep.
and I don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get
Saturn
pruned.
walks over and I'm just gonna give wee Tom a hug.
He is just bawling really loudly and screaming that they did it between sobs.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm trying not to yawn directly into my microphone.
That's fine.
What makes you think they did it?
They always do it. All this weird stuff. It's always them.
What other kind of weird stuff have they done?
He just sort of points them and just says, "Look at them. They're always weird."
In his defense, they are pretty weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, I know that they're weird, but have they ever hurt anyone before?
They hurt my feelings all the time.
Is it because they don't talk?
Yeah. At this point,
Because they can.
Anyway,
Because they can talk?
I know they can, but they don't want to.
Okay.
At this point, he sort of walks up, gently lays the cat on the edge of the burial, the funeral pyre, and then you see him just kind of sniffling really loudly, then beginning to walk away from it, just like sobbing to himself.
There's no real way to follow up from that without sounding like a complete cunt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm stuck on the ground.
I'll help you up.
All right.
Oh man, I'm just trying to figure out where the heck we go with this information.
Yeah.
So as I'll tell you what the choices are for as the thing goes, and you can decide if you want to do anything else before you change slot. But for the next morning slot, the choice is the market, or the sort of schoolhouse.
Well, we've not been to the schoolhouse yet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could go to the schoolhouse.
That's fine. Dragon is just 2 seconds to deal with cat.
I'm not sure what we would gain from the schoolhouse. I'm not sure how these kids are related to any of this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of extra stumped now that it looks like a cat got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm struggling to put this together.
So initially it was people, and now we're seeing animals. Or how an animal got involved in this. And part of me wants to somehow tie this animal in with the other two, given that there was at least enough room for a small gap for someone to potentially get in and get out through.
Did he say where he found the animal?
By the end,
Next to the
I
end.
believe.
Next to the inn, like outside.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what new information we'd get from the schoolhouse because I don't have really much of a inkling as to like how the children thing would tie in. I mean, it obviously does, but yeah. We got to make a choice.
Yeah.
We might as well try the school.
Sure.
We may as well go check it out.
Yeah.
One place we haven't been, I suppose, isn't it?
So you
Yeah.
you go back to the inn. You have a couple of hours sleep, and then you get up the next morning. There's a very somber feel in the town the next morning as you make your way to the school. And as you get there, you see a sort of middle-aged looking woman, and she seems to be trying to teach a room full of people about about sheep shearing. But the only people in the room is the 5 kids that are just all, again, sitting in a circle. And as you sort of walk in, she goes, "Oh, hello there. Can I help you?"
Maybe.
Oh, good. I mean, if you here to see our school, this is our children. That's
How
really
are they
all I've
getting
got.
on?
You here to learn about sheep shearing?
Maybe not. We're just doing some investigations. What can you tell us about what's been going on in town the past couple of days? It seems like things are a bit weird.
It's very queer. I don't really know what's going on. My daughter's missing and all. I don't know where she is.
Deborah.
Aye, it's my daughter. I don't know where she is.
I don't
come
know
up
where my
last
son
night.
is.
I'm trying to put her out my mind, and now this morning, young Tom's not turned up.
Well, Tom's been through a very rough couple of days.
He was here yesterday. He was very upset at the other children again. But, that's just Tom.
Where was the last place you saw Deborah?
Well, last time I saw her, I spoke to my husband. Last time he saw her, he asked her to take food to Roderick. She picked it up from the inn and she left. And we've not seen her since.
Then, how long was it between that and someone finding
Roderick?
Sorry. Yeah. How long
Well,
between her leaving?
Isaiah went to check on Roderick last night when we couldn't find Deborah. That's when we found Roderick's corpse.
So was it a couple of hours or
It's about 10 hours, I guess. From when she last left the inn to when we found her.
Okay, that's quite a long time.
Aye, it's not like her to walk off. Sensible girl, got good head on her shoulders. Not as clumsy as her brother. Thankfully.
Question for you.
Aye.
Wouldn't you say these kids in here are behaving kind of strange?
Oh, they've always been strange. It's nothing abnormal for them.
Always been strange. So they've always done this,
Aye, they have. Ever since they were born. They're a very strange group. I mean, she sort of looks around a little bit and then she just checks she's in earshot and then realises the kids don't care and leans and go, do you know the story about them?
No.
Right, alright, well, she sort of leans down and goes, right, well, the whole thing is, Tyrande, the princess, well, when she got, married to Prince what's his name, there was a big celebration in this village. That was about 11 years ago. Well, 12 years ago, actually, now I think about it. And during that celebration, shall we say we partook in the local mushrooms as a community? Now, I'm not going to say what happened, but I do know that myself and 3 other of the ladies of the town woke up in child. And 9 months later, we had 5 children between us, and they all look identical. And ever since then, they've been very close. They don't talk, don't say anything, just happily sitting their own, not making any noise. Never cried once, neither the twins. They used to punch the lights out of each other and never cry once. You just hear the slapping sound from next door. It's creepy.
Wow.
Aye. So, not really sure what happened. Something happened. You don't just get 5 children out of nowhere that all look identical.
Let's,
No.
They've never been a bother. Only problem is the
Someone
only
had
other
a-
kid about the same age is young Tom, and young Tom don't like the fact that they're all the same. And he ain't.
How do the twins get on with their siblings?
Oh, Abel's just Abel. He's not falling over. He's getting on with work. Really dedicated young boy, that. And Deborah's, been helping everyone around. And, well, Melchizedek's quite quiet. He don't really do much. But he's taking after Abel. He's been helping Arthur cutting down trees.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But there's no real, dislike between them and the twins.
No. There's nothing as far as I can tell. And I know all my young'uns.
Then I'm sure you would know.
Oh, when the young ones punch them, they punch back, and the only one that screams is the older one. It's very strange. But as I said, they've just never had a voice in their head.
Oh well.
I'm gonna walk over to one of the kids that's kind of sitting in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Do they react to me walking over?
You walk over, as soon as you stop standing next to them, they all turn in unison towards you. Look at you. Look
Hi.
down, look back up, and then turn back to what they were doing.
I'm going to sit down next to them.
Alright.
I'm going to try to copy how they're sitting almost exactly.
Alright. They're just sitting cross-legged, and the sort of arms are just sort of relaxed over themselves. They're not really doing much. Apart from Abby in the middle, who's kneeling.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk into the center of them and I'm going to kneel next to her.
Alright.
Assuming they don't stop me.
Nope. The four of them in the middle look at you quite confused. And the Abby herself just opens her eyes and just tilts her head slightly at you.
Hi, my name's Belle. Was just curious about this thing that you got going on here.
First, the children just turn back to looking at Abby, and Abby just sort of tilts her head the other way, as in trying to work out what you are.
Oh, I get why you might be confused. You see, I'm a vampire in training. Totally understandable. You see, I haven't quite gotten the whole, fang situation in yet. That's okay. Listen, I'm here because there's weird things going on, and I just wanted to, sit and chat, see if we could conjure up some good feelings or something.
At this point, Abby just sort of looks at you again, tilts her head, and then just nods very slowly.
So, you guys just, sitting here in a circle?
Careful there, they might turn violent.
I don't think they're going to turn violent. I think if something was going to happen at this point, it would have happened by now, but they're just sitting.
Again, Abby just nods at you.
An eye on your valuables.
At this point, the older woman, I said, phone just goes, right, they're like that. They're a friendly sort, they just don't talk.
Do any of you know where Deborah might be?
Oh, I've asked them. Have you even
And
asked them
they
to point
don't-
her out to me? A couple of them seem to point towards the end, but I don't believe them. Isaiah looked round there all last night, couldn't find them.
I mean, we could maybe have a look. If it would help set your mind at ease.
Oh, it would help me a lot. I just Just want to know what's happened to her. It's not like her run off. Though Isaiah thinks she's just run off with a local lad. I don't know that because, you know, there ain't that many local lads around, shall we say.
Yeah.
Unless someone's coming on the stables, but sure Abel would know that. He hasn't found anyone.
Yeah. Okay. How
I
close
see
are we
any-
to the end of the time slot?
What was that?
How close are we to the end of the time slot?
You can just end the time slot there if you want. Your choice for the final choice on the
Gosh.
no, sorry. The choice on this one is I was looking at the wrong one, sorry. The choice on this one is mine, inn, or market.
Minor mark. Okay.
So,
Oh, Discord's having a
not
fit.
here again.
Oh, Discord.
Jeez.
Discord. Right. Is it better now? Still going bad?
Nope.
So,
Still sounds like
Still
it's
robotic. Alright, let me try play and remember that again. Oh dear. Hasn't fixed anything, is it?
I don't think it's your end. I think no, it's sort of fluctuating. I don't think it's. I think it's still side.
Yeah, it's the server just
Um,
being weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not showing any packet loss or anything like that on my end as far as the Discord's concerned.
You've just got a lot clearer
Yeah,
for
I'm
me,
just
so that's
getting
something.
low connection on
Yeah.
typing on me.
This is the joy of doing it on. Usually
Yeah.
Discord's good for this kind of stuff, but it just seems a bit weird tonight. Hopefully, it's just a case of.
A minute again.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is that any better for anyone? Yeah. Well,
Oh, it's
back
just
up to-
cleared up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone back up to
It's
2 bars
clearing
again for
up.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. It's back to 4 bars again. Yeah, temperamental server. Your final choices were the inn,
Yeah.
the mine, and the market.
Well, the only clue we had was that what's the name was back at the inn.
Deborah might be at the
Yeah,
end.
that's it.
Yeah.
As you walk out of the school, you hear a scream. And as you rush towards where the screams come from, you find Henry standing over the desiccated body of what looks like a very young humanoid. They look about mid-teens, and they are completely desiccated. And it seems to be back down one of the alleyways off of the main square.
Is it Deborah?
You look for any signs, and at this point, the woman that was in the schoolhouse joins you. She sort of picks the wrist of the corpse and sees that there's a bracelet on it, and immediately bursts into tears.
Oh.
Does the bracelet have any gemstones on it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nice try.
At this point, there's a rumbling under the earth. Strong, continuous rumbling under the earth. And from beneath the well shoots a massive eruption of green-purple smoke. As you watch it plough through the villagers on the way to you, anyone it touches becomes desiccated and reduced to bones and dust. And as you run to escape this pile, you hear the ground completely split, and behind you a gigantic demon rises from beneath the earth, speaking a very ancient tongue, which loosely translated means, "You did not save the world."
I don't think I've yet saved the world, and this is the fourth one I've done.
This one was interesting
I
because
don't
this
think
one,
we've ever saved the world.
oh, people have saved it before. This
Aye,
was a big
not
one.
Once,
ours.
right?
You
Once
did.
someone did it.
Yeah.
Twice. We've had two in the history of the
Alright.
But yes, we will fill you guys in on what actually was going on once we're off stream. But
Fair enough.
for those who have been players tonight, please tell where can folk find you and what do you do? Starting with AJ.
Like I said at the top, but we are 4 hours in, so I'm assuming not everybody's heard it. I am the host of Pretending with Dice, which is another tabletop RPG podcast. We are currently running Star Trek Adventures. Dragon is also on that show. Our current series is called Frontier. Best place to find that is Twitter. Hang on, let me just go into automatic end of episode mode. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Pretend with Dice. Probably the best place to do it. I also stream on Twitch at AJHeretic because I'm a 12-year-old who listens to Slipknot.
All right. And Sam.
I stream over on Twitch. I do a lot of horror stuff, sometimes cute stuff, sometimes creepy, sometimes both. So you can find me over at VioletDragonGM over on Twitch. So yeah.
All right. And Mr. Coakley.
You can find me on Twitter at MostlyLurking, and you'll also find me in a few upcoming products, including one from Realmwork Media that I'm looking forward to seeing out.
Awesome. So, yes, that was the players tonight. Thank you very much to all of them. This has gone a little bit longer than I think some of them were prepared for, but they did very well to the end. Thank you very much to the players tonight. Hopefully everyone that is watching enjoyed it. Thank you very much to the folks who raided. What was the name of the folk who raided? Let me just...
I'll scroll up. Hold
It
on.
was Night Prophecies. So yes, thank you, Night Prophecies,
Yeah.
for the raid. I hope you appreciated. Hope you appreciate. Let me try again.
Enjoyed.
I appreciate what you've done. Thank you. Sorry, my brain is on very much the end of broadcasting, so I will stop rambling there. But yeah, thank you for the raid. Thank you to my players, and good night, everyone. Take care. Good night.
All right.